It's plugged in. It's Friday, November 5th. Wait, it's the 6th. That's what I meant, is it's November 6th. Yeah, I changed the date to one day later, even though I didn't stream yesterday. I knew it was the 6th because I was talking about it with my mom earlier. Yeah, so I knew what the date was. Somebody has to know. Something. There we go. All right. We'll do about a 4-hour stream-ish. What? Okay. We'll do about a 4-hour stream with game analysis of your games. And Karen's streaming now. She's finishing her stream, and then she'll raid me. Mildly confused why nobody's calling the race when I called it 2 days ago. I know I'm smarter than them, but not that much smarter. I'm like a day smarter than them, not 2 days. Europeans have called the race, and so has someplace in the U.S. But the networks aren't calling it, probably because they'll lose ratings if they call it. People have to watch and see if Biden gets 270, but Biden's probably going to get 306. Thing is, they'll have to do a recount in Georgia. Nevada's not going to be done counting for maybe 4 days. So the thing is, again, you guys, a lot of you people on YouTube and Twitch don't understand how elections work. When all the votes aren't counted now, they call the races anyway. For example, they call California, and New York when voting stops. And they haven't counted the votes yet, but they know who's going to win. California voting hasn't stopped yet. Trump makes it seem like they've counted the votes in other states and then somebody won. Why haven't they finished counting the votes in the 4 or 5 remaining states? The answer is they haven't finished counting votes in any state. It's over. I mean, if you have 2/3 of the vote, and those, some states always go Democrat and some always go Republican. So, and they're not close. California, New York is always Democrat, Alabama and Mississippi and Oklahoma. I mean, you don't count the votes. You're like, okay, Republicans won that and Democrats won that. And there's like 38, 39 states like that where the presidential candidates don't go to those states because it's clear who's going to win. Okay, but there's between 7 and 11 states where they're like, I don't know, maybe we can fight there. So that's where they go. Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Florida, etc. So they're gonna have to do a recount in Georgia, even if when it's over. So they'll count again. So Biden can win Georgia twice. Yay, we're the greatest state ever. And also, not only is there going to be a recount in Georgia and probably in Wisconsin and maybe another state, maybe Arizona or Nevada. Also, January 5th, there's going to be 2 runoff races in Georgia for the Senate. Because in the Senate, there were 2 Senate races. One was just normal, and the other one was a special race because somebody got appointed by the governor. That's too complicated for you guys. So we're the only state in the country, maybe, that had 2 Senate races because they don't run at the same time, but we had one that was a special election. And in neither case did the candidates get 50%, which is needed to win. If you get less than 50% of the vote, but you beat your opponent, you have a runoff with your opponent. So if it's like 49%, 48%, and then some doofus candidate gets 3%, they have a runoff without the doofus candidate. Now, in the one with Warnock and Loeffler, there were like 30 candidates. So Warnock and Loeffler both got like 30%. And then the other candidates got more votes, but there was like 8 of them. So, yeah. So there's going to be runoffs on January 5th that are very, 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 very important, and nobody's talking about them because everybody's dumb. I mean, and the networks and Pacman, they should always be talking about this, but they're not. Okay. Now, why is it important? Normally, it wouldn't be. Normally, in Georgia, the Republicans win, and that's it. However, right now, it's 48 to 47 for the Democrats, or is it 49 to 48? It's like that. And there's another race outstanding, but I don't know where it is. And then there's the two in Georgia. So my point is, if, which is very unlikely, but it's not impossible, if both Democrats win in Georgia January 5th, Ossoff and Warnock, the Democrats have the Senate also. All the Democrats need is 50 senators or 48 Dems and 2 independents, because the independents side with the Democrats. And then we have the majority because the tie-breaking vote is going to be Kamala Harris. So the Senate's not over, because on January 5th they're going to vote again. It's unlikely Ossoff and Warnock will both win, but it's not impossible because their opponents could be indicted between now and then, right? They're both under investigation by the federal government because they both knew about, they made a lot of money in the stock market, based on the coronavirus when they had secret illegal information. Although I think Kelly Loeffler always has secret illegal information because her husband runs the stock market. So, yeah, but Perdue obviously is a criminal also. So, if one of them goes to jail or gets indicted or dies or some other scandal comes out or Georgian Democrats decide to vote and Georgia Republicans decide not to vote, whatever, it's possible the two Georgia senators will be Democrat. It's unlikely. I predict it'll be 1-1. I just don't know which one. But that actually doesn't make a lot of sense because the same people are going to vote. So I don't know what's going to happen, but January 5th is a long time from now. So we're not going to know who controls the Senate until that election is counted. So, we got 2 senators here. So Georgia's never going to, we got to recount the votes now, and we have to have another election for the senators. So, goddamn. So basically we're never, Georgia just never knows what's going on. Yeah. Codex is gifting 5 subs. Thank you. Potzerius gifted a sub, and I'm actually looking at their game first. And Karen raided with a party of 50. 50. That raid can jump and kick and jump and stretch. Thanks, Karen. Karen and I are both north of 50, but we don't care. All right. Dominic. Hey, Dominic. Mostly go Doug and go Orange Man. Very funny. All right. Let's see. I guess who has money on Doug? Is it you or is it some other big poker player? Oh, I know who it is. It's Dan Smith. How much money has Dan Smith bet? And what you have a lot on Doug? Who has more on Doug? You or Dan Smith? And also, I assume Dan Smith is betting on Doug, but maybe he's betting on Negreanu. I don't know. Also, I don't follow anybody, so I don't know when they're playing. I don't know when Doug is playing Daniel. Different bet. All right. They're playing right now? I didn't know when they were playing. All right. Yeah. No, it would be unlikely that both Georgian senators' races go to the Democrats. So, yeah, if I was in the market, I would also bet that wouldn't happen. Yeah. Go Ken West. I didn't know they were playing right now. Yeah. So basically, Dominic, if Doug wins, then you can retire. Are they just playing today for several hours, or does it go for several days? I don't even know what's going on. I knew it was going on 2 months ago, 3 months ago, then I just lost interest. I'm not betting on it, so. DT Greg subscribe. Jork the Cat, don't underestimate. Metro Atlanta has a lot of people. Don't underestimate. Metro Atlanta isn't really what you think of Georgia. And also Savannah. We have some cities. That's why Biden's going to win. As the saying goes, Georgia is like Alabama, except we have Atlanta. So 100 centuries. On Taco Bell, since I'm a vegan, I get bean burritos fresco style. And I can also get other things that have meat, and I have no meat, fresco style, and add black beans. They actually charge me more. By taking the meat out and adding black beans, they don't charge you less for taking the meat out. It's just the same price. Then when you add black beans, they charge you more. So it costs more than just getting the regular one. Yeah. No, I didn't predict 310. I predicted 340. And I predicted that like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Then I predicted 310 probably when it was going to be 310. That was after the votes. But yeah, before the election, I predicted 340. Now, 340 is a crazy number that didn't happen, but it's probably going to be 306. So that just means that if Biden had won Texas, I would have been right. That's what it means. Biden lost Texas, I was wrong. I thought Biden would win all these states where he had no hope. So I was really wrong about the election. Before. Obviously on Wednesday I knew it was going to happen. But before, I thought Biden would win Texas and Florida and Georgia and North Carolina. And I was wrong about every state except Georgia. If I could still be wrong about Georgia. Yeah, so I thought Biden was going to win by a landslide. Of course, he could win Florida in the future. Like Democrats could win Florida and Texas in the future. And I've said this on stream last time I streamed, which was 2 days ago. Texas used to have a Democratic governor. They have so many big cities: Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio. I probably missed 3 of them. I don't really consider Lubbock a big city, or Amarillo, but El Paso. I probably missed some. They can go blue. They don't, but they could. They had a Democratic governor. It's possible. But yeah, if you look at the map, see, here's what happened. I went to Office Depot before I came to the stream because I needed a Sharpie, and they were all out of Sharpies. And I'm like, why are you out of Sharpies? Who has Sharpies? And they said the White House ordered all of their Sharpies, and they put an extra order in for more red Sharpies. And I was like, red Sharpies? He's like, yeah, because when the map is blue, Trump has to paint it in red. And I was like, oh, okay. So there's no Sharpies because Trump has them all. No. Ann Richards, either in the 80s or the 90s, was the governor. Yeah. So, yeah. Let's see. Thank God Biden won, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Benjamin Netanyahu brings the name Benjamin, is not good. Yeah. No, for reasons I don't understand, because I don't know. The Cubans in Miami don't like Biden. So, I don't know why they like Trump. But yeah, if Democrats aren't going to kill it in Miami and get 80% of the vote, it's going to be hard to win. All right, that was a very bad whatever we do. Eugene Perelstein rated with a party of 78. I knew Eugene Perelstein before you guys were born. Now, if Eugene's listening, and I'm sure he's not, but if he is, I have a funny story that's similar to your story. When I say it's similar, it's not very similar. On Twitter, today or yesterday, Eugene, you explained your first tournament in the U.S., you were already like 2,100 strength or better, and you didn't have money for the entry fee, and you were unrated USCF, and so forth. And somehow you played in the tournament and you won first place. This you don't know probably because you're nowhere near as old as me, Eugene. When Igor Ivanov first came to the U.S., he played in a tournament, and in round 1, he had the black pieces, and he equalized very easily. And on move 12 or 14, he offered a draw, and the guy accepted. And they're like, what are you doing? His friend's like, what happened? He says, well, I equalized, offered a draw. They said, what? That guy's rated like 1,500. And Ivanov's like 1,500, what's that? So Ivanov just thought a chess tournament is, you play people your own rating, and you draw with black and win with white. And they were like, this is America, dude. Your opponents suck. So he didn't know that, so he drew a very weak player in the first round, thinking, guy was normal. So. All right, crazy chat I see. Yeah, Eugene Perelstein, unlike every other grandmaster I know, with very few exceptions, is a really, really, really nice guy. Crazy. Richards was 90s, right. Yeah, I said 80s or 90s, right? Yeah. Oh, somebody else said 80s. Yeah. No, I mean, Eugene's like too nice. I mean, it's, come on. Be mean or something. Yeah. That's right. A good Butch quote. Okay. I was in Ann Arbor last week. Yeah. Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah, come on, Eugene. Be meaner. All right, thanks for the raid, Eugene. And thanks for the raid, Karen. And so forth. Yeah. Yeah, occasionally Igor Ivanov drank alcohol, like when he was awake, and maybe when he was asleep. Alexander Ivanov and Alex Wojtkiewicz were two players who died very young, and I don't know which one drank more. I think Wojtkiewicz drank more per day, but I think Ivanov drank more in his life because he lived longer. Wojtkiewicz died at 43. I think Ivanov lived into his late 50s, early 60s. But I mean, yeah, they both drank themselves to death. Okay, the truth hurts. All right, let's analyze the game. We'll try to analyze like 20 games today. I haven't done this in a week. The chat gets very toxic when I do game analysis. And usually I'm the one who's toxic. So the stream gets very toxic, and then I don't want to stream for a while. So everybody gets really mad. Now, the reason I get mad is you guys all crazy. The reason you guys get mad is you're like, why didn't you look at my game? I submitted it 5 minutes ago. And there's like 130 games, I donated 100 bits. Why aren't you looking at my game? I mean, I would give you 100 bits to never come back to my channel. That's why. But anyway, so we'll do it. And if I get mad, then I'll talk about politics and make you mad. I don't know. So, Ruffy Lemon the Pineapple, subscribe. Thank you. It's funny, when I watch Pac-Man stream, it's similar to mine in the amount of complaining he gets. He gets extra complaining because he's on YouTube and Twitch. So they're complaining on both. Thanks for the 400 cents to do, Xenoid. And the other funny thing is, they complain that he's not reading what they write. And he has like 10 times the amount of chat that I have. And he's talking nonstop about politics. So he's really not reading the chat. I mean, he can't. I mean, and then they're like, how come you didn't read my chat? I'm like, David Pakman can't read your chat. Like, he's talking about what he's talking about on the stream, and there's thousands of chats on Twitch and on YouTube. Like, what? Now, having said that, I was there today for about 10 minutes, and he said, hey, Ben, and then Grandmaster Ben Feingold, and we're gonna have a lesson. And he talked about me for about a minute, but that's different. Okay. Anyway, normally when I watch Pac-Man stream, he doesn't mention that I'm there because he's busy, Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to play Pac-Man, but we're going to have a lesson on stream, whenever he's not busy. He's always busy, but yeah. He's busier than I am. Let's see. Tested positive for COVID, out for 2 weeks by beating some noobs. I'm sorry you have COVID. I can't beat any noobs because we're not playing today. I'm doing game analysis. The good news is, most people, 98%, just recover and you'll be fine in a week or two. And, the other good news is, you can stay home. You don't have to go out and see all the gawking rabble. So, there's some good news. Yeah. Now, my first wife, her daughter, who's in her 40s, she has a husband and 3 kids and a father. And the reason I mentioned them is they all got COVID. like in April. All of them. And they're fine now. So I don't know. Not sure how that helps, but yeah. I mean, that sucks. That's, and some of them got really sick. They didn't go to the hospital, any of them, but her dad was touch and go because her dad's, he's not young. So, right. Yeah, long-term effects are unknown. See, the long-term effect of being born is you die. So we know that. So, you're going to die anyway. I always thought that murder and dying of these horrible diseases that you don't have to get would be worse if you didn't die, right? Let's say you don't die unless somebody kills you. Like you get hit by a car, or somebody shoots you, or you fall off the Grand Canyon taking a selfie. That would be tragic, right? The guy died and you didn't have to die. However, since everybody dies, you die anyway. Obviously, dying as a kid is terrible. And, if you die in your 20s or 30s, like all famous rock musicians, you could have lived another 50 or 60 years. Or, as they said on Family Guy, when they talk to death, usually we go back inside and live for another 30 or 40 years. That's what Lois said to death. So, yeah. So, yeah. Obviously, dying is terrible when it's unwarranted, but at least it would have happened anyway. I mean, it would be much worse if you didn't die. Like if the average human lived to 800 and you got hit by a car when you were 20 and died, you missed 780, that's no good. Yeah, that would be much worse. So, yeah. All right. So there you go. 27 is, yeah. Yeah, actually, the Keith Richards joke that you made, not that it was a joke, on Family Guy, when Death went to Peter Frampton's house because he wanted Peter Frampton to play for Lois and Peter. Peter Frampton said, "I'm too young to die. Are you sure you're not going for Keith Richards' house?" He was like, come on. Yeah. Pay taxes for 800 years, rather die. Yeah, truth hurts. I have time to not be such a noob at chess. Right. Yeah. So, Karen was wondering about a week ago, like me and Karen and the kids didn't get COVID. And she's like, did we get COVID and not know it? And then we got better? Because it's weird that, and I said, look, I'm alive. I didn't go to the hospital. I haven't had COVID yet. That was and she's like, yeah, I guess. If Karen and the kids get COVID, they'll just get over it. If I get COVID, you'll have to find a new favorite streamer. God damn. All right. Will I start the analysis? No. And thanks for asking that. I wanted to talk about something. This is more of a YouTube thing, and you're watching on YouTube, some of you. Some of you on YouTube are confused. Okay, some of you are here too. Okay, this is not your stream. This is my stream. I don't give a fuck what you guys think about anything. I don't give two fucks. Okay, you guys can go do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Okay, this is my stream. It's not a chess stream. It's not a political stream. It's my stream. I do whatever the fuck I want to do. If you don't like it, go watch somebody else's stream. So when you're like, you shouldn't talk about politics. No. You shouldn't tell me what to do on my stream or ever. Okay? Go find someone you like and go tell them what to do, and they can never talk to you again. Do that. I really hate to be told what to do. If you don't like what I'm doing, leave. Okay? If you like what I'm doing, you can leave. You're not forced to stay here. Let's say you love my stream. You're like, man, Ben's stream is great. But you like pizza better. Okay? Which makes sense. Go order a pizza and eat your pizza. You don't have to watch my stream. Right? You could watch Queen's Gambit again if you like Queen's Gambit. Yesterday at karaoke, some guy who knows how to play chess but doesn't play chess, he said he likes Queen's Gambit. He was telling us to watch it. So Karen and I are like, all right. He knows me and Karen somehow. And then he said, man, that Magnus Carlsen documentary, that was 2 years ago, I guess. He said, I've watched that 1,000,000 times. He loves the Magnus Carlsen documentary. He loves it. So I saw the Magnus Carlsen documentary once, and it was fine. And Karen hasn't seen it, and neither one of us saw Queen's Gambit. All right, now what happened here? Dr. Chess Gremlin gave 1,000 centidues. Yeah. And then 500 sent to Deuce from Furry Hurricane. That is correct. Yeah. All right. By the way, this is a good life lesson for you at home. I don't care who you are. You're going to learn something now from me. The way you should live your life, I don't care who you are, I don't care if you're a surgeon, is to do whatever the fuck you want to do. That's how you live your life. Okay? Now, obviously, you shouldn't be killing people, and you shouldn't be a Republican. I don't mean stuff like that. Okay? But when you want to do something, and your friends and family say, okay, fuck them. Okay? You just do what you want. And that's what successful people do. Okay? Now, if I say things to you guys are like zombies and say Grandmaster said it, I love Grandmaster. But if I say that shit to like Eugene Perelstein, he's like, dude, I'm Eugene Perelstein. I don't do what you say, I do what I say. Okay? And people who have that kind of mentality, right, like Kasparov and Karpov and Magnus and so forth, that's how you get somewhere in life. Not doing what your idiot friends and family tell you to do. You do what you want to do. That's your life, not theirs. Okay? And if you do something and you're not successful, keep doing it if you like it, or do something else. Right? Now you take like Botez, for example. Botez was doing chess. Now the Botez channel changed. It's Botez Live. It's her and her sister. And they do a lot of things. And if you originally watched Botez a year ago, 2 years ago, and said, man, this is a great chess channel, and then it changed, now it's some chess, but mostly not, and you're like, I used to like the chess of this channel, I do what I want you to do. That's not what successful people do. So, anyway, I hope you learned something from that. I might not do any game analysis. I could end this stream right now and go play in the Blitz tournament. I'm me, I can do whatever I want. Let's see. Theme music. Yeah, by the way, a lot of people are telling me, why don't you have music in your stream? Because I don't want to. That's why. By the way, speaking of that, if somebody in the chat could answer, make sure it's the wrong answer, because that's what I'm expecting. Although the right answer would be better. Tariq DC gifted 5 subs. Thank you. No, but this is serious. At like, I don't know, 1 in the morning last night, midnight, 2 a.m., I'm on my phone, and it says Voy Boy, I don't know what his name is. It's either Voy Boy or Voy Voy, I don't know, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. His channel was banned, and his children's channel. So he tweeted, I was streaming 5 minutes ago, I ended my stream, and I came back, and my channel's gone. And then at the time, and this was 18 hours ago, he was like, I don't know why. And the gawking rabble suggested it might be because of music, that he's playing music on his stream, and I don't know what happened. But anyway, Voy Boy is your favorite streamer? Well, his stream's gone. Yeah. So I don't know why Twitch does that. They take really big streamers and medium streamers and they ban their channels and don't tell them why. What? Like, tell us why. You know, warn us. Something. Yeah. It's ridiculous. So does that mean his channel's gone forever or he'll be back in 2 weeks? Like, what does that mean? If somebody in the chat can answer it. Yeah, half my people are telling me, you should play music on your stream. That would be great. And then I see people getting banned forever for playing music on their streams. I don't know. Yeah. I'm never going to have music on my stream, whether it's legal or not. That's just stupid. If you want to listen to music, you probably have music on your phone or computer in the sky or in your dreams. You don't have to listen to my music. Listen to your own music. That doesn't make any sense. Right. Like, go to a music channel, go to MTV, and, well, I used to have music, they don't anymore. This is Twitch. This isn't music. This is watching nonsense. The king of nonsense. If there's a more nonsensical streamer, I don't know who it is. I mean, there might be one. Yeah. All right. I don't know why he was. No, but what I mean is, in your opinion, the people in the chat, was the ban a forever ban, which he'll appeal, or they're like, see you in 2 weeks? Like when I was banned, it was a 4-week ban, and I said, why are you banning me? Stop banning me. And they said, okay, 2 weeks. And I said, no, do it less. And they said, no. So I got 2 weeks. But what I'm wondering is his channel banned forever? What do they mean? Nothing's a forever banned. Okay. When you say nothing's a forever banned, I thought a really big streamer was banned forever like 3 or 4 months ago, right? So what are you talking about? Why'd I get banned? I don't know, because I'm too cool for school. Yeah. Yeah, somebody was banned forever. So you can't say that there's no forever ban. Banned forever. Yeah. All right, let's look at this game. Now, Podzerius said this was played in an over-the-board game years ago. The time control was 60-30. His opponent was 1783, and he's 15-16. He said, I played great this game. I'm the greatest. And then when he put it on the engine said, this was your worst game of the tournament. Yeah. Whenever I think I played well, the engine goes into, what's her name? Damn, can't make the jokes when I can't think of the people's names. Consuelo mode, and says, no. Then when I think I played badly, it says, no, you played fine. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, Karen has an opinion of that. I don't understand Twitch at all. So when it says chess or just chatting or whatever it says, let's see, everything says chess or just chat. Among Us, I don't, who cares? But I guess somebody cares. Yeah, people have told me Botez is playing chess and it says just chatting. And I'm like, so, I watch Botez's channel, what do I care? And they're like, you shouldn't do that because, and I'm like, all right, whatever. I have no opinion on that because I don't care. All right, I mean, it would be, it's somewhat of a lie when it says chess anyway. She's not playing chess. All right, so knight f6, g6. All right, here, still theory. Usually they play d4 here. Thanks for the send to do's, Tyler P1K. Not many send to do's, but that's true. Yeah, exactly. Okay, a3 is legal. All right, queen c7 seems like a nonsensical move. I don't know why you'd want your queen here. Man, the engine really hates that move. I don't like that move, but I don't hate it as much as the engine. It's just a nothing move. Queen's probably worse on c7 than d8 because it can get harassed. So now it says white's up +1. That seems a bit much, but all right. cb4 is legal. White traded his a3 pawn for the c5 pawn. That's a good trade. Yeah, if I was black, I probably wouldn't take up b4 because c5 pawn's gone, the a3 pawn's gone. A3 pawn's terrible. Yeah. 420 viewers, hooray. Okay, knight g4 is does it make a lot of sense? Yeah, so here, d4 is good, knight d5 is good, h3 is good. b5 is okay, I guess. Knight e5 is, okay. Knight d5. I mean, black's play just doesn't make any sense. I mean, these pieces are frankly terrible. The queen is getting harassed. e7's attacked. Now, I was wondering what happens on queen c4. This is a blind spot that a lot of you have, and I just had it. But it didn't matter. I still figured it out, but it's still stupid. So I'm thinking this is happening, right? So I'm like, all right, on queen takes, knight takes, what happens? But then I realized after queen takes, knight b6 forks the queen and rook. So that's out. So queen d8's forced. You play queen d6. All of you have heard not to move your queen in the opening, and this is a good reason why. Queen on d8 is much better than on d6. d6 can get harassed. So that's bad. Now, this position has equal material, and yet the engine says white's up 4.6. Now, in some instances, when it's equal material and the engine says you're 4.66, the usual reason is there's some tactical variation and you lose material. And if you don't play that tactical variation and white just plays, king h1, okay, then black's position's fine. However, this is different. In this position, even though white's not up material, the engine says every move wins. It says this is +5, this is +4, this is +3. That's how bad queen d6 is. Okay, white played the second best move, queen a4, and that has obvious reason you want to play bishop a3. So I understand queen a4, and I like queen a4. And it seems to me the player with black, even though being somewhat high rated, queen a4, okay, my move. Now, if I'm black, I'm very scared of bishop a3. I'm not going to miss that move. I was thinking about that move here. I was like, how do I play bishop a3? So black should take measures against bishop a3, and black played e6, which makes bishop a3 stronger, which indicates to me black didn't see bishop a3. That's my opinion. Okay, queen b8 is good. Always play bishop f8. Always play bishop f8. That's some good moves there. Knight b6 is good. Right. And because of black's strategical errors and his tactical error e6, he's completely lost. Okay, knight e5 is all right. I wouldn't complain about that. d4 looks good. c5 looks good. Yeah, this is just completely winning. Now, if you saw the video that I made 3 weeks ago, Karpov-Kasparov, the 1985 match, game 1, the first game of the video, this pawn structure looks like that. The pawn here, these pawns here, bishop trapped behind, except Karpov wasn't down the exchange, and he still lost. So this is excellent for white. This is strategically winning, and he's up material. So he's winning on the board, and if he wasn't up material, he'd still be winning. So he's only up the exchange, but the engine says 5.7, because great knight, bad rook, bad bishop, bad queen, bad play. Okay, he put it in H. Queen c4 is legal. Okay, good. Good to make legal moves. Queen c7 is legal. Right. And it was pointed out by Podserius that maybe knight takes c8 wasn't right. Obviously, you wouldn't trade for this bishop. That bishop's terrible, right? So basically, any other move that makes sense, like e4, put the rook in the center. It doesn't spoil the win, but it makes the advantage less because black got rid of his really, really, really bad bishop. Yeah, I mean, white can't really spoil anything. It's too winning. I mean, it's just so easily winning. The engine really hates the move c6, although I don't. But the thing is, the rook can get out from we're being trapped, so it prefers to just make other moves. 500 centuries. That's right. Go Georgia. 100 centuries. Missed that. Zoidberg. Yay, missed that. Okay, so c6. All right, I mean, that's still winning. The engine also says b6 is good, obviously. Then the rook moves, queen c6. Okay. h4 doesn't make any sense. There's no attack there. All right, rook b7 I like. I like c7. Okay, obviously black could resign here. But black played rook c8. The engine says better was resigns. That it was less of a, yeah. Okay, and then here black resigned because mathematicians can't count how many pieces he's behind. Let's see. Well, I'm getting a text from Matt Larson. He says, with all my math skills, I conclude Black's position is worse than Donald Trump's position. Wow, that's a pretty bad position. Yeah. Yeah, I know, try no learn. I know what you were doing. I know it. Just reading. I've been tweeting a lot lately. Chess Journey. Yeah. Yeah, so if you don't follow my Twitter, or if you have a bad memory, here's what happened today. I mean, Newt Gingrich was on Fox, and he looked bad. Man, he's got to go to the hospital. And he was like, everybody's cheating, and there's cheating everywhere, rawr. And then the Fox anchors are like, what are you talking about? There's no cheating. And I was like, what? And then there was a Fox reporter on the scene, and he was like, there's no cheating here. Trump's insane. And I was like, what's happening? What? So usually I don't watch Fox because I don't have that channel on my package. I have it deleted, so I have to. But I wanted to see what they were saying about how Trump's getting crushed. I had to put it back. But yeah. Man, Fox was like, Trump's getting crushed. Yeah, harsh. Now, of course, there's a couple of Fox people, the talking, not the news people, just the idiots. Hannity and whoever the other idiot is, I don't know. Tucker Carlson. Yeah. They're not news people. They just sit there and say nonsense. They're backing Trump. But if you watch it when it's the news, like the actual news, those guys are just like, yeah, Trump lost. So, yeah, harsh. But that's funny because he's got his crack team. He's on the mother, right? So what happened was Trump called Ving Rhames, okay? And Ving Rhames answered the phone, and he said what his problem was, and then he asked Ving Rhames, can you send the wolf, Harvey Keitel? And he said, nah, man, and he hung up. That's what happened. That's the true story. So now, after he couldn't get help, he got his crack team together. Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, Rudy Giuliani, etc., right? And when I say they're his crack team, what I mean is they're all on crack. That's what I mean. So that team's no good. Yeah. Can you imagine? Now pay attention, because you got to focus for this. This is a serious thing. Can you imagine if you were running for president, and you lost, but you wanted to not lose, so you were like, oh, cheating here and cheating there, okay. And then you were like, how do I complain about this cheating? I know. Instead of getting the best lawyers in the country, I'll get Rudy Giuliani and my children. God damn. If I was advising Trump and I said give up and he said no, and I said, okay, if you don't want to give up, you can't be having Giuliani and your kids like fighting for you. You got to get like some real people. Man, Giuliani and his goddamn. It's the best he could. Yeah. Michael Cohen unavailable. Man. Yeah. No, I mean, I understand Trump is acting like Trump, okay. But, I mean, come on. Giuliani and your kids? Come on. If you actually wanted to reasonably, fight, you got to hire some real people. I mean, you kidding me? Also, so as you all know, and when I say you all know, probably at least half of you don't know, I saw the video. Bannon has been banned from like Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for the $9.99 ACH. So Steve Bannon's been banned from everywhere over the last 2 days because he posted a video where he was being interviewed or he was interviewing somebody. I couldn't tell who was the interviewer. And Bannon said Fauci and somebody else, somebody like Fauci, somebody in the government, that they should be beheaded for their, indolence. Then other people will get in line. So when he said that, they all banned him. He can't. Okay. But anyway, the best part of it is Bannon's lawyer. I mean, Bannon has a lot of lawyers, obviously, but his main lawyer went to the judge in some case against Bannon that's ongoing and said, I don't want to be his lawyer anymore. That happened today. And the judge said, okay. He said, I'm not his lawyer anymore. Maybe he can be a lawyer for Trump. Also, I think Bannon's out on bail. So I don't know, he's threatening to behead people. God damn. And the truth hurts. Yeah, Bannon doesn't look too good either. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Christopher Wray. He said Chris Wray and Fauci should be beheaded, and then that'll show other people they better do what Trump says. And then somebody, it might have been Bannon, it was somebody. It was like Giuliani or Bannon or somebody. I don't know who it was. Who was it? Newt Gingrich, somebody. I think it was Newt Gingrich now that I'm thinking about it. You guys all know. They said the people who are the people who are counting, somebody, that they should be arrested. At least they wouldn't be killed. So that was sort of nice. Arrest everybody. Rawr. Yeah. Potzer 420 high. Continue the gift from Adam Wallace. Yay. 100 centidues. Thanks, Casper VLD. Yeah. 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 It's for Biden. That's good. Good one trying to learn. Yeah, Bannon doesn't look too good. And Newt Gingrich does not look too good. Newt Gingrich got to go to the doctor. $50, the real Magnus Carlson. Hey, this isn't Sanford & Son. Thanks, real Magnus Carlson. Thanks for the $50. And thanks for the 10 subs from C.T. Wilkinson. Thank you, guys. No, I mean, look. I don't like Republicans. I don't like white supremacists. I don't like Bannon. I don't like Gingrich. I don't like Trump. Okay, I'm not talking about that. Bannon and Newt Gingrich, they got to go to the doctor. There's something wrong with them. They need like a checkup. You see what I'm saying? They don't look right. They don't sound right. They need the hospital. God damn, they're sick. I don't mean they're mentally sick, which they are. I mean, like, physically, they need, like, some medicine. God damn. Yeah. I mean, okay, some people I like or don't like, but they got to go to the doctor. All right. So here, Black resigned because he had no pieces. Now, I'd like to point out that one thing Black didn't understand is he kept moving his queen forward. If you're moving your queen out in the opening, it's because you're making threats. Not because, let's move our queen out so it can get harassed. And finally, he found a safe home on B8 where he wasn't getting harassed. It was very strange in a slow game for a player of that rating. They're not rated 1200, 1783. Is after queen A4, threatening bishop A3. I don't think Black saw bishop A3. I saw bishop A3 when Black played queen D6. I was like, bishop A3, it's hanging. Otherwise, no, that game's over. So queen A4, he telegraphed he wanted to play bishop A3, and Black said, let me open that diagonal for you. All right, and then he just got crushed. Yeah. So very, very bad game for Black, in my opinion. Very bad. And you were complaining when you sent the game in Podzerius. But I mean, you played fine. You just played good and your opponent didn't. So if I put this on the engine, if I do a game report, White definitely played in the 90s. There's no question. And Black played in the 70s. Okay, so I'm going to do it because it's my channel. I'll do what the fuck I want. So there you go. Yeah, I'm going to say White played like 95 and Black played like 75. Yeah, because there's a 28-move game. And White probably made 3 or 4 moves I didn't like. And like 25 moves that I did like. Now, you told me in Discord the engine didn't like the way you played. I disagree. So there you go. So if I say you played well, or the engine says you played well, you just take whichever one says you played better, and that's the truth. That helps you. Yeah. You played suspiciously well. That's right. Funny Laugh 97 subscribe. Thank you. Now, I want to talk about Georgia a little bit. Georgia, we're going to have a lot of stuff happening. Okay, why do I have 1,395? Am I on Chess TV for no reason? Yeah, okay. By seeing that it's 7:05, I'm guessing I'm on Chess TV and I was put on at 7. I shouldn't be on Chess TV, so somebody didn't show up. Or somebody just gave me a big raid and I missed it, so I'm sorry. But since it's 7:05, I'm going to assume it was Chess TV. Yeah, because now I have 1478. I shouldn't be on Chess TV, so thanks. I'm supposed to be on Chess TV Tuesday and Saturday night, but sometimes people don't show up, so they put me on Chess TV. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I say what I want. It's my stream. You don't like it? Watch their stream. Yeah, Ossoff and Warnock are having a runoff. Ossoff is going to do Purdue and Warnock against Loeffler. That's going to be January 5th. And then before that happens, over the next 3 or 4 weeks, we're going to count the ballots again because it's less than 0.5% or something. So there's a lot going on in Georgia. Nothing has been decided. The president wasn't decided because they're going to count again. And the senators weren't decided. They're going to vote again. Now, there's a difference. Let me explain the difference to you. There's a difference. The Senate races are just new races. We're going to have to go vote. Okay? The other elections don't count anymore. All the people who ran who weren't Ossoff versus Purdue and Warnock versus Loeffler, they're all gone. It's just those two. Two again. Okay. So we're going to have another election, January 5th. The presidential one isn't another election. It's the same election. They're just going to count the votes again. Again. Okay? Yeah. So it's different. But yeah, nobody won either one. Crazy. All right, now let me see what it says. It says White played 89.5. I don't agree with that. You played better than that. And your opponent played 58.6. Yeah, truth hurts. I'd like to point out, which I point out every stream several times. I want to point this out. When there's money tournaments on the internet, low-rated players, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, they play 90 every game. 90, 95, 98. And those games are 5-minute games. And when I get a slow game that was played in a tournament, this 1783 plays 56. So you guys can make up your own mind about whether there's cheating on the internet. Ridiculous. So 1,500 viewers, high viewers. Luckily, they didn't put us on Chess TV 2 days ago when I made no chess moves. All I did was talk politics. And actually, that was a good stream. We got some donations, and we got a lot of viewers. So people liked it. People on the internet, people on YouTube did not like it. On Twitch, they liked it. On YouTube, they're like, this is a chess channel. I've never been so mad. And I'm a white supremacist. Stop talking about how bad Trump is. They were really mad about it. So, sorry. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, back to whatever it is I was doing. Go Podzerius. And when I say go, I'm deleting, what you wrote. Okay. There's the FEN. What the hell? Damn. This is the last game I played. Why is the FEN in your... Ugh. Blah. No, there's no way it's going to read this PGN. We'll try, but we'll fail miserably. No, that didn't work. All right, we'll try again, and I'll get rid of whatever garbage I think needs to be gotten rid of. All right, first of all, we'll get rid of that. See if that works. Okay, and now I have something else I want to get rid of. I have a lot of ideas here of what to get rid of. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this FEN nonsense. Okay. See if that works. Okay, that worked. Yeah, I never understand why sometimes it puts the FEN. So it says everything. This was... It doesn't say what the time control was, but the game was played October 23rd on his iPhone. And the person who submitted it was white, and he was pretty proud. So I'll try to change his opinion of how proud he should be. No, I'm sure he played perfect. Yeah. All right, we're losing hundreds and hundreds of viewers, so maybe we're off Chess TV now. That's right. Please check my game. You're banned and your children's children. I am drinking coffee and Perrier. Yeah, I'll play 1 minute on my phone. It's pretty rare. Aviv's complaining again. Aviv's always complaining. That's good. Can you still beat players who were cheating? I guess, because I win a lot of games. Yeah, I'm off Chess TV for sure, because I have 900 viewers, and I had like 1,600. Yeah, it looks like if I was a betting man, there's two possibilities. Somebody didn't show up at 7, so they put me on. Then when they showed up, they're like, all right. Or they blundered and thought I was on. And then the guy's like, why aren't I on? And they're like, oh, I don't know which one it was. Probably the first one. Probably it was the former. Yeah. It's just Charlotte Chess Center. Now, I'd like to point out, Charlotte Chess Center and I do not agree on politics, okay, because I'm sane. And also, Charlotte Chess Center, he proves, right, the exception proves the rule. There's two kinds of Republicans. Well, there's three. Idiots, evil people, or both. And he's none of that. So he's the exception, so that proves the rule. Now, if 99% of Republicans are what I said, and they are, he's one of the 1%. So good job, Peter. Okay, Peter's just been brainwashed. I don't know why. Okay. But anyway, Peter called the election perfectly. I was on Chess TV for 10 minutes.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
It's so hot in here.
Yes, I'm really hot.
Okay.
I just thought, also I'm having coffee. Are you playing?
Yeah.
Did you win?
No.
Did you play Archer?
Sanjay.
Yeah. How many people? 10, 12, or 14?
I'm not really sure. It's probably 12.
All right. Yeah, turn the air on or something. Yeah. Karen had a mask on, so I didn't know who it was. Okay. Now let me explain Peter to you. Peter and I discussed the election beforehand. I said this will happen, and that was all wrong. And Peter said this will happen, and he was all right. Except Peter wanted Trump to win. So now Peter's not evil or an idiot, so he knows it's over. Although I haven't talked to him, but okay. Since he's not evil or an idiot, he knows it's over. But Peter was like, there's no way Biden's going to win Florida. There's no way Biden's going to win Texas. That's ridiculous. And I was like, why is it ridiculous? And he's right. Now, he also said he couldn't win Georgia, but I live in Georgia. He underestimated me and Karen, right?
What's that?
I'm talking about how Peter predicted the election like almost perfectly. Then he said it's the Rust Belt will decide. I don't know what's going to happen. And crazily, Peter also said he didn't know who would win North Carolina, which was also right. So Peter was right about like every state.
Yay, go Peter.
Yeah. And I haven't talked to Peter about whether the election is over, but I think Peter knows the election's over. Yeah. Yeah, in D.C., goddamn. Like 95% to 4%. I don't like Trump in D.C. Yeah.
Oh.
Go, Karen. You turned the air on?
Yeah.
I win. Yeah, I'm sweating like Roger Ebert over here, except I'm alive. Yeah. No, Peter's the greatest person who ever lived, except maybe for 2 or 3 other people. Maybe. Yeah. That was funny, I think. Yeah, I agree. Okay, we still have 800 people, so we stole some people. Yeah, not Peter Svidler. Peter Giannatos. Okay, or as one of the parents called him, okay, never mind. Now, I've thought about this for several years, and I think they wrote Giannatos as best they could, the parent, and it was auto-corrected. Well, I hope that's what happened. That's, yeah. That's one of the funniest title of an email I have ever seen. Dear Mr. Giant Anus. That was great. And I just assumed that she wrote Giannatos and she misspelled it, or even if she didn't, and then it auto-corrected and she didn't notice. That's all. That's what happened. Sorry. Troy Haskins subscribed. See, that's not a joke. That happened, right? That did happen. That's what happened, right? He's reading this email, dear Mr. Giant Anus. Truth hurts. Yeah. Can it be both a joke and real? No, I think she just wrote his name and it auto-corrected. That's what I think happened. That's my opinion. Yeah. Okay, so this game, White was proud of his play, so let's put him down and tell him how bad he is. All right, now the players are both about 700, so I have to be as nice as possible. I don't know the time control. So. All right, these moves all make sense. I'm already mad. Okay, bishop takes is unpopular? Unusual, but it's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Castles is fine. Okay, now black made a very dangerous move. Potzer 420 high gifted a sub. Thank you. Yeah. Everybody's paying forward subs they got from Adam Wallace. That's good. Okay, now if I was black, I would not play this move. The move doesn't lose, but it's real dangerous. Knight takes e4. King's on e8. White's king's castled. That's dangerous. It doesn't lose. It's okay. Knight takes e5. And this is sort of like a Berlin, I guess. Because like if white castled, and then knight takes e4, and then d4 is the main move. But if I take, and you take with the b pawn, the engine takes with the d pawn, then we transpose. So, all right. Now, white didn't play rook e1 or d4, which are more aggressive moves. He played knight e5, which is fine. I'd be very scared if I was black here. Black was not scared and played d6. It's scared. That seems to just hang the c pawn. So, that actually reminds me of something very funny. About 8 years ago, I had a student in St. Louis, and he wasn't very good. He was a kid. He was not good. And he went to the Nationals in Nashville, like, the K3 or whatever. And he got 4 wins and 3 draws. No losses. And kid's not good. And I gave him some really good tournament advice. I said, don't ever move. It was like game in 90, and he's playing kids who were 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. If you think for 5 minutes, they're going to go insane. And he said they did. He said like one kid ran in the hall back and forth. Okay, one kid was crying. Anyway, he was able to play slowly and really upset his opponent because he wasn't moving in 1 second like the other 7-year-olds. Anyway, the point of my story was he was black in one game, and he played d6. And after knight takes c6, he lost everything. Okay, d6 was a really bad move. And he won that game. Okay, that's not the point of my story. d6 was such a bad move. It wasn't this position, it was another one. That I went to ChessBase and I turned on the engine, and you can have the engine show like the best move or the top 2 or the top 3. I don't know what you guys do. I had it show every legal move. I just kept pushing plus because I was interested in whether d6 was the worst legal move out of like 30 moves. And it was. It was the worst move on the board. Like any other move, queen here, every move was better than what my student had played, and he won that game. So yay, good student. So my students play the worst legal move and still win. So that's what a great teacher I am. Yeah. That's a true story. You can't make that up. God damn. Yay, it's yeah. Peter knows what he's talking about. Hey, Peter, wait, let me, hold on. Oakless11 gifted a sub. Thank you. Peter, do you know that Trump lost? Or are you still like, we're going to go to court and then, Supreme Court? I don't know, something. So here's what Wes thinks. Wes thinks it's not over because the legislatures that are in the Republican states can send different electors than the ones who were chosen or something. Like, what? So I don't know. There's some crazy nonsense he's talking about. But yeah. Let's see. Peter's not answering. Yeah. Go, Peter. Yeah, Nationals is fun. You look at the kids' games, right? You look at kids' games all day. The kids are usually between like 500 and 1300 usually. And it's like the same, everything's the same. Okay, it's e4, e5, all the knights out. And then, whether it's your student or your student's opponent, whenever white plays knight g5 in a double king pawn opening, threatening f7, on move 4, 5, 6, it doesn't matter, then black just totally falls apart. Knight g5 resigns, right? Black loses more pieces than he has. It's like Bughouse. Black like borrows pieces he can lose. So like whoever plays knight g5 first in a kid's game, they win. The other side's just like, I give up. They let him take on f7 and d8 and h8, and they can't do it. Yeah, those games are funny. That's right. Send those faithless electors. I thought Republicans, their electors had faith. Aren't they religious? How could they be faithless? Yeah. Submit game. I never even saw it. Ninja Tank 189 subscribed. 189. 9. Yeah. Okay. So knight takes c6 is the best move. But okay, he played knight f3. This is a typical mistake people make. This pawn's not attacked. It's attacked and defended. And so black wasn't worried about it. No, now it's not defended. Okay. So bishop f5 is a bad move, even if the engine says it's good. Luckily, the engine doesn't say it's good. I didn't look at the engine. But you got to get out of here. You got to castle. Black should just castle now. Now, if this was an over-the-board game, you could play king g8, rook e8, and hope your opponent doesn't notice. But you can't do it online. That would be best. And because you can't do that, you got to play bishop e7 and castle as soon as possible. That doesn't help black castle king side. So that's not good. There's good and there's not good. That's not good. Because now after some major piece going to the e-file, there's no defense. White's going to win a piece. So black, this is not a joke. The engine says king d7 is the best move. It's the only move that doesn't lose a piece. Now, the reason bishop e7 loses is weird. It's because of bishop f5. So knight d4 is winning. That's actually weird. And then the engine says like +4 for white. Because it's all hanging. Yeah. All these pieces are going to be hanging. Yeah. Okay, so he played d5 and then d3. Right. Very similar to Anand Zapata, Anand 1988. All right. So white's up a piece. King f8. I assume that's a mouse slip. Now his rating is 699. I can't say he doesn't know how to castle because white already castled. So he was shown how to castle. He doesn't know how. Yeah, I assume king f8 is a mouse slip. Did you win?
Yeah.
Who'd you play?
Tyler.
Isn't he like 1600?
He has a regular rating.
Right.
I think the list rating's lower.
Who's the one where you won as queen?
Yeah, it's him. It's him.
Yeah, so that's like an upset, no?
Well, he's higher rated than me in Blitz.
That's an upset.
Not at 16. He's like 12.
But in slow chess, he's higher rated
yeah,
than
he
you.
hasn't actually played a lot of Blitz. That's
Mhm.
why.
So you've played 2 rounds or you've played 3?
2.
Yay. Is Archer playing?
Uh-huh.
How's he doing?
I don't even know.
Yeah. Man, you made a cooler in here, that's for sure. So I was on Chess TV very briefly, I guess, because somebody didn't show up. I don't
Yeah.
know. But I still have 775
Yeah.
viewers not being on Chess
When
TV.
I get on there,
Yeah.
I retain people.
Right. I still have no donations, but
The
still.
chess TV's great.
Yeah. All right, I'm looking at this game. Both players are 700, so there's some mistakes.
All right, let me go back out here.
Okay, good luck. Go crush everybody and so forth. Mainly and so forth. So f5, that opens up black's king, and it weakens the e6 square. So f5's... Now, in chess, some moves are good and some are not good. That's not good. f5 is really bad because knight e6 is winning, the king is more exposed. And this is what I call a low-rated player's move because it attacks a knight, so it's attractive to them, right? It's sort of like if you live in Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Oklahoma, it's like your cousins are attractive. And here, f5 is attractive. So, yeah. Okay, now we're threatening knight check, winning the queen. And if you take, I take and fork, here. So two bishops, what else? He would really hate the move bishop c5, which unfortunately was played. Archer's about 1700. Yeah. 775 viewers to do. Hooray. Yeah, it's someone's attractive cousin. That's right. Okay, good Simpsons joke. Check. King e8 seems a bit dangerous. White could go on the attack with rook e1, but all right, doesn't matter. Rook b8, I don't understand. Bishop a3, I understand. Yeah. So white played very well that game. I would say white made 2 moves I wouldn't make and 20 moves I would make. So that's pretty good when you're 731. Black earned his rating. Black just made like mistake after mistake after mistake. However, all the mistakes were one mistake. Okay? It was sort of like when Trump went to the Supreme Court with all of his complaints and one thing, and they said, bitch, please. 1999. Thanks, Rylick. That is the correct amount. Right. Black just made one mistake, but he made it in several moves, is he didn't get his king safe in castle. And then I think he mouse slipped. I mean, I got to guess something. I'm guessing in this position, Black meant to castle, but he played king f8. It could be that I'm wrong and he didn't, but I think I'm right. I think he meant to castle. Yeah. Yeah, in a lot of double king pawn openings, you don't want, to have your knight here and then here, and you got to watch it. Yeah. Even if it's okay, it might be okay because you play very accurately. And then you're not going to play very accurately, so careful, right? If you put pressure on yourself and you don't know like tons of theory, like don't do that. Just castle and calm. Obviously, if you know hundreds of moves of theory and you're like, no, knight takes e4's theory, I've memorized this, all right. But, when you're 600 and you're just hanging pieces right and left, then, careful. Yeah. Bauer and Salad gifted 5 subs. Why is Georgia slow at counting votes? Okay, now, first of all, I explained this when the stream started, but a lot of you weren't here. And also, a lot of you don't listen. The mistake the general public makes about elections is when a state is done, when I say done, it's called. So when they say Biden wins California, and they say Trump wins Alabama, and Trump wins Indiana, they didn't count the votes yet. So most states have not counted all their votes. It's possible, I don't know, none of the states have counted all the votes. That's possible. We don't know. The reason we don't know is when it's 100% that somebody's going to win a state, the state keeps counting, but the television stations don't talk about it anymore, right? You didn't see 1 second of coverage on Mississippi. They didn't say, let's see what the vote count is in Mississippi. They said, Trump wins Mississippi. That was the end of it. They could still be counting in Mississippi. They can count all day and all night for a year. Trump's going to win. Everybody knows that. Nobody cares about that. Now, so in most states, they didn't finish the count yet because nobody cares. Trump wins Mississippi. 35 to 40 of the states, they already know who's going to win. They don't count the votes for TV. They count the votes for the records for the state. The state counts the votes. When it's 100% sure somebody's going to win, CNN and Fox News and MSNBC and ABC, they don't say, let's update the Mississippi vote. They don't do that. They don't care about that. The only thing they care about are the 5, 6, 7, 8 states. When Michigan and Wisconsin were called, it's not because all the votes were counted. It's because they knew who was going to win. They're like, well, no matter what happens with the last 10, 20, 30,000 votes, that guy wins. So Pennsylvania could have been called and Georgia could have been called yesterday because they knew who was going to win. But since the guy who was going to win was behind, that wouldn't look too good. They'd be like, you're calling Georgia, but Biden's behind. You're calling Pennsylvania, but Biden's behind. Now, obviously, he's ahead, so they could call it, but they're not going to because they've got to be way ahead. So when states are still counting and you're like, why are they so slow? All the states are counting. There's millions of votes. Millions. Okay? You count millions of votes and get an accurate number, and we'll see how slow you are. Right? I mean, it's hard to count millions of votes. And again, we talked about this on Wednesday. I told you guys, it doesn't matter how fast you count the votes. It matters how accurately you count the votes. The state doesn't care how fast they do it. You do, they don't. They want it accurate. You want it fast, accurate, and immediate. You're not going to get it. And if you think California's done voting, or done, counting, they're not. California's counting and counting and counting, but nobody cares because it's obvious who's going to win. Washington's still counting, Oregon's still counting, everybody's counting. But when somebody's 100% to win, everybody ignores that state. Trump isn't saying, why did they say Biden won in California? They haven't finished counting yet. Because it's going to win California. That's okay. And Biden didn't say, why was Indiana called 1 minute after the polls closed? Because Trump's going to win Indiana. Pence is his running mate. God damn. Okay, so nobody complains when they tell you who won when there's lots of votes out because they know who's going to win. I knew Wednesday what was going to happen. I knew that Biden was going to win Pennsylvania. He's going to win Arizona. He's going to win Nevada. He's going to win Georgia. So it's over. Once he won Michigan and Wisconsin, it's over. And everybody else is like, oh, let's count all the votes. Well, nobody cares about the vote count in New York or California because it's obvious. It was just obvious to me and not them. Now it's obvious to everybody. And it was really obvious Trump was going to lose Georgia when Trump complained about Georgia a lot. Trump's not complaining when he's winning. He's not like, Georgia, they're cheating. If he won Georgia, he's not going to say they're cheating. He's going to only say they're cheating because he's losing. So whenever Trump doesn't like a state, that's because he's going to lose the state. He's not complaining when he's winning the state. There's no complaining then. He didn't complain about Ohio. He didn't say, oh, they're cheating in Ohio. He said, go Ohio. Good job. But anyway, it takes a long time to count votes. And some of the overseas votes from our military, they get in after the election, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And what you guys don't know is every state has their own laws about elections. So in Pennsylvania, if you voted by mail on Monday and they got the ballot on Friday, that ballot counts. So you're never going to get a final number. You're going to get who won, but you're not going to have the exact final number, right? We're never going to know California and New York. We just know that the guy won by a lot. That's all. Yeah. So that's why it's taking so long, because this is the biggest election of all time. We've never counted so many votes. Now, obviously, you people in the chat, you have friends, you have family, you have acquaintances, you have business people you deal with. You understand everybody you know is really incompetent, right? Think about it like, oh yeah, right? You've hired people to come to your home and fix the plumbing and fix things, and they're incompetent. You've gone to your doctor, they're incompetent. You go to your lawyer, they're incompetent. Everybody's incompetent. You agree. You're like, man, everybody is incompetent. If poll workers are incompetent, and obviously some of them are, right? I mean, most of them are pretty good, I think, but if there's thousands and thousands of people counting votes, some people aren't as good. You know what you can do? So that's not because they're bad, that's just because they're human. You know, a lot of them are volunteers too, right? Now, if you live in the United States, your state has a chess association, right? Now think about the people on that association. All right, now you know what incompetence is. Think of the USCF board, right? Think of your state board. Think of FIDE, incompetent. And you're like, why can't these people who are volunteers count millions of votes accurately in an hour or two? Come on, that's not going to happen. Ridiculous. Okay. Also, when the Republicans claim that there's cheating, and then we're like, well, where's the cheating? And they're like, the 100 votes of cheating. There's 150 million votes. And you're like, I think those 50 votes, there was some cheating. Are you kidding me? God damn. Jesus. All right. Let's see. What'd I do? Oh, yeah, next game. Did you win?
No.
I knew you when you walked in. I was like, damn.
It's Fighter Archer.
Oh. So did you see the movie Yankee Doodle Dandy?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent scene in the movie is when he comes home and his wife is playing It Was Mary on the piano, and he has candy and flowers. Okay, and then she's like, hey, and they're talking about, she's like, I can't wait to, whatever. Okay, and he had to give the part to a famous person and tell his wife she can't do it. And then he's going, hamana, 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 and eventually he tells her. And she says, yeah, I know. I knew when you walked in when you had candy and flowers.
Oh.
Yeah. But she was just playing the song while he walked in, and he's like, damn, that's not what I wanted to hear. Yeah, there was a famous actress they had to give the part to, not his wife. So, truth hurts. That happened on Family Guy. There was a play, and he gave Lois's part to, like, the news anchor woman or something. How was the game with Archer? Did you explain to him he can't cry before you beat him, and then he beat you easily?
I felt like that I was really attentive to my time,
Mm-hmm.
so I was happy with that.
Yeah,
And didn't get real behind on the clock.
that's good.
But then it was pretty even. Then I didn't see a pin, so I was down a piece, and just couldn't really. He just
Yeah, Archer's good.
crushed me. Yeah, I mean it wasn't.
Now I know how many points Archer has, because you didn't. Now I know. Yeah, but that's important. Play fast.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Because losing on time, that's not good.
I did pretty well for me.
Yeah,
All of my games, actually, when I made it, Tyler only had 13 seconds left.
that's lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now in this game, both players are about 700, Karen, and then that's the final position. So Black earned his rating. Yeah. White's position just looks normal, like White's giving a simul. White looks like he's 1,000 points better than his opponent, based on his 10 pieces extra, and he castled. Yeah. So I've concluded that White cheated. No, not really. He was proud of the game, and he's right.
Any election updates?
Karen wants election updates.
I just want to know, did somebody's,
All right, let's see. Well, Peter sent me a text, very long text.
hey,
Uh-huh.
Pasty Balrog, you're proud of your game?
Yeah, I mean, Peter's deflecting, but I like it. He's like, yeah, I said, a lot of Republicans think Trump didn't lose yet, but I said, Peter's not an idiot, so he knows Trump lost. And he didn't respond, but he did send me a text. He's like, Trump did lose, but then he was like, but, Republic, Biden's no good, but, they hated Trump more. And I'm like, yeah. No, I agree. I'm not a Biden fan. Yeah. Hey, you left the door open. Now I'll get COVID. Right. Now, obviously, Peter sent me a text. He doesn't want me reading it to you. But Peter's right. That's actually funny. Peter's right, though. Peter's point is Congress, none of the Republican Congress people lost their seats. And in the Senate, probably they keep the Senate, probably. So his point is, which I don't agree with, but is accurate, which is it's not because people voted against Republicans. It's not because people voted for Biden. They just don't like Trump. I'm not sure what his point is. Trump's the president. He's a Republican. Peter voted for him. People don't like him. I mean, I agree. I mean, he's right. So now he's saying people didn't vote for Biden. They voted against Trump. I mean, I think in a lot of elections, that's going to be the case is, a lot of people hate somebody, so they vote for the other guy. I think that's common. I don't think that's unusual. They're just like, I'm not voting for that guy. I'm voting for somebody else. And that Trump is a really good candidate to not like. However, there's a lot of white supremacist, racist, evil, Southern garbage in our country, and they vote for Trump, right? I mean, so he's actually well liked by the people who like him. See, here's the difference between Trump and a lot of politicians is when you don't like Trump, you don't like Trump. I mean, you don't like him, right? Like maybe I didn't like Bush, maybe I didn't like Reagan, but not like Trump. I mean, I really don't like Trump. I really don't like Trump. And conversely, the people who like Trump really like Trump. This is a mental disease. So, see, I think Peter likes Trump, but not like the crazy Trump people who like him. He's like, all right, Trump's Republican, I'll vote him. But I have a friend whose political leanings are similar to mine, but he's not very liberal in some cases. Maybe they're not similar to mine. But anyway, he hates Trump as much as I do. And he has brothers and sisters, and they love Trump more than he hates Trump. And he doesn't understand it. I mean, they love Trump. How can you like Trump? What? I understand if you don't like Biden. In fact, I agree. But how do you love Trump? Like, what? I understand if you don't like Democrats, you don't like Biden, you don't like Kamala Harris, whatever. But I'm not talking about that. Like, you love Trump? What's wrong with you? Like, Trump's the best. He's better than any other Republican ever. There's a lot of people who think that way. What? What's wrong with them? God. You pick, like, your favorite Republican of all time, and it's Trump? God. All right. I've never been so mad. Next game. Yeah. Wait, when you say the rapes women, doesn't pay taxes and lies, is it Trump or Biden? I'm getting confused here. Right. What Old Nine just said, we talked about that on the last stream. It's very silly, and Old Nine is... It's silly to say there's 20 votes and this guy's ahead. There's 100 votes and this guy's ahead. There's 1,000 votes and this guy's ahead. What? And they do it for ratings, and that's what they do, right? The networks love it. People watch and see who's winning. But obviously, it would make more sense if they just had the election, counted all the votes, and when they're done counting all the votes, say this guy won. Right? That would make more sense, right? In fact, it wouldn't even have to be counting all the votes. They could just announce who won when somebody definitely won, like in Indiana. When in Indiana, they didn't say, this is the count. They just said Trump wins. That's fine, right? But yeah, when they're like, this guy's ahead, this guy's ahead, this guy's ahead, everybody's cheating, that's just dumb, right? I agree. Yeah. And I don't think that's ever going to happen in our country because I think they need the ratings. I think the TV stations love it when one guy's ahead. Now, here's the idea that I had. Imagine, are you imagining, John Lennon? Imagine if the election was done the opposite way it was done this time, and they counted the Biden votes first, okay? So they count in the mail-in, okay. And then they count the election day votes later. Now, in all these states, like Georgia and Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin, on election night, they would be like, wow, Biden has an insurmountable lead. He's up 62-38. Then an hour later, 61-39. An hour later, 60-40. At some point, it would be like 52-4, and they'd be like, wow, Trump's making the greatest comeback ever. And then, there's no more votes, he loses. It could have happened that way, but it went the other way. That would be funny also. Again, that's just for entertainment value. I agree that they should just count all the votes, then they're done, and they say this guy won. Right, not this guy's ahead, this guy's ahead. It's not a sporting event, or is it? Now, because of the way they do it, and the betting markets in England, and I guess there's other betting markets, you can just keep betting. So I guess for gamblers, they love the way they do it, right? How are you supposed to gamble on it when they hide all the votes? So for gamblers, it's excellent, right? You can keep betting on the election. Crazy. Yeah. Now, by the way, they always do it the way they did it this time, but this is the first time we had somebody like Trump, namely Trump, who said, oh, everybody's cheating. The other candidates just wait till it's done. $20. Thanks, Puzzle Pawn. What's the funniest way for Trump to lose? The funniest? The funniest way for Trump to lose, which will not happen, is if he wins. And then the Supreme Court says, no, you lose. That's the funniest. And then all the people he appointed said, no, you lose. That'd be the funniest. See, I made up nobody thought of the way I thought of it. That Trump actually got more votes and won those states, and Biden complained, went to the Supreme Court, and all the guys Trump appointed said, no, you lose, Trump. That would be the funniest. How could you get funnier than that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. Because they have these live updates of the votes, which don't accurately affect the voting, you can keep making bets on the internet. So I guess that's why they do it, because people want to make money. I don't know. But yeah, obviously it's a stupid way of doing it. All right. But it's not boring. Hopefully Kangaroo's watching and he got that joke. All right, I thought you played very well, much better than 731. God damn. Okay, the next one is Great Ride versus Caxarius. This looks like a game we've already looked at. I think I've looked at this game like twice. I don't know. I'm skipping that game. I'm having another try, as my game may have been deleted. That game looks very familiar. Although now it's not looking familiar. Huh. That game doesn't look familiar at all. All right, I'm going to look at that game. I Was White. It was a 3-day game. I've been playing chess for 18 months. Blah, 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 blah. I like Ben. Okay. He said some other stuff where he didn't like me, but I cut that part out. That seemed like the better way of doing it. All right, so Sturdy Boots is white. He submitted this on the 24th. So that was, 13 days ago? I am sort of behind. Yeah. All right. I should do more political complaining now. Kill some time. Fox News has gone back to announcing Arizona for Biden. I didn't know they took that away. I thought they always just said he won Arizona. I don't care what people say in the chat, what the deleted words. If you guys want to unban Trump, I don't care. What did you miss? I made some Futurama joke, but I forgot what it was. Yeah, Professor Chuckles, right, as Raj has pointed out, if it's 269, which it obviously won't be for several days, then Trump would win, because each House member doesn't get a vote. Each state gets a vote. But that's not going to happen. It's going to be like 306 or whatever. Bought some Tims. Yeah, Biden's going to win Georgia. Well, no, Trump's not going to win Pennsylvania or Nevada or Arizona. What? Oh, it won't happen, but it would be. Oh, okay, you're saying if all this other stuff happens. Yeah. So I thought Alaska was decided 2 days ago, but then I saw that it wasn't decided. Biden could win Alaska? That doesn't make any sense. What? There's no way he can win Alaska. That's terrible. Alaska's not been counted? Damn. Yeah, everybody says that the Senate's going to be Republican. You don't know how they're going to vote in January. A lot of stuff could happen in the next 2 months where people don't want to vote for somebody or don't go to the polls or whatever. It's cold outside. I don't know. It could be Democrats are so shocked that they won Georgia for Biden that they're going to go vote for the Senate now. They're like, oh, I didn't know we could win that. All right, let's all vote. I don't know. I already voted for Warnock and Ossoff, and I'm going to do it again. Ossoff has 2 Fs, by the way, Raj. One hit blunder. Good name. Yeah. Now, Wes, Wes Berger, not Wesley So, he's convinced that Biden won't make it to the end. So you can bet on the internet when Kamala is going to take over. After 1 year, after 2 years, after 3 years, he's interested in those bets. He wants to get odds and stuff. He says the least likely for Wes is Biden finishes his term. Now, I don't know what he means. I think he means he's going to die. I think that's what Wes means, but I'm not sure what he means. He could say like, man, I'm 80, I'm out of here. Get me alone. I'm tired. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he'll finish his term, but I want to see Kamala be the president. So. Yeah. Reagan spelled wrong. Yeah. Well, at the end of Reagan's second term, I think Nancy was the president, if you know what I mean. Yeah. God damn. Oh, bruh, subscribed. You like my commentary. That is correct. Only my brother knows the answer to that Kamala thing that you just said. Yeah, whenever somebody talks about Kamala being the president because Biden, gets sick, or he's like, I don't want to be president, or he dies, or whatever, then I'm like, well, then she can appoint, Hillary Clinton as the vice president. Oh, gotcha, bitch. Yeah. Gotcha. 1 week is good enough. Do I think B will get a second term? What about Cardi B? Cardi B should get a term. Let's say you're like me and you don't like Trump. Okay, you got that? You have to not like Trump to answer this question. Peter, you can't answer this question. Actually, Peter could answer the question because I'm going to give an alternative you're also not going to like, but I think Peter would like the alternative too. If you don't like Trump, would you vote for Trump or Cardi B? Although I'm assuming that Peter would vote for either one. Yeah, he'd be like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. No, not Kanye. We did the Kanye already. Cardi B. Also, how old's Cardi B? Is she 35? Is she 50? Is she 100? How old's Cardi B? Man, Cardi B's crushing Trump. She should have run. We have to see if Cardi B is old enough to... Oh, she's 32? Less than 30. How can she be 32 and less than 30? Man, we can't vote for Cardi B because she's not old enough. Damn. She's super smart, Cardi B? All right. I don't know anything about her except the weird noises she makes, but I guess. Yeah. So basically, you could vote for either one, but she's not old enough. Damn. The City Girls. Wait, what? You got to name people that I've heard of. By the way, yeah, thank you, Twitchy. I don't know who it was, so I can't, nothing I can do. But somebody on my stream 2 or 3 days ago said if Biden wins, there'll be a tier 3 sub. So I don't know who that was, but, you better pony up soon. Like, even Peter said that, Trump lost. So, yeah. That's right. See, now, in my opinion, and again, Peter's going to agree or disagree with me because I'm talking about Peter. I don't think Peter's one of the crazy Trump people that, like, everything Trump says is right and Trump's the greatest president ever and why isn't everybody in the world Trump? And there are people like that. I just think Peter thinks Trump is funny like I do, but he thinks he's more funny than I do. Man, Peter liked when he was giving those guys nicknames. He loved all those nicknames. When it was 2016 and it was the, what do you call it? The, not the general, the primaries. He loved all those nicknames. He thought it was great. Those were good nicknames, like Lion's Head. Man. I knew Lion's Head was your favorite. Crooked Hillary. Sleepy, I like Sleepy Joe. I actually like that because Sleepy Joe reminds me of Sleepy Gary. You know, from Rick and Morty. Yeah. By the way, this is my, my complicated shirt. It has a lot of writing on it. Wanted, Rufus and Doofus. Yeah. Yeah. Lion's Head. Yeah, but which Supreme Court? The U.S. Supreme Court or the Pennsylvania Supreme Court? Confused. Is this normal? Yes. On my stream, everything's normal. I do whatever I want. So whatever I do is normal. Bam. Let's get another train going. I haven't seen a train in a long time. Rylix subscribed to tier 2. I like those tier 2 subs. Yeah. It's only suspicious if you keep donating. You give a big donation, so it's a little suspicious. If you donate more, I'll say it's more suspicious. Name the 10 worst people in history. Let's see. Dylon. Oh, wait, that's another list. Trump. And then all of his children named Trump. And then, let's see, who else? Bannon. And then I guess 10th would be Hitler. C.T. Wilkinson subscribed. Hooray. Yay. Anton Menshov gifted a sub. Now we have a train. Yeah, I like Sleepy Joe. I like that. Lion's Head's funny. The funny thing is, he gives nicknames to people, and he says how much he hates them, and then later they're like, that son. I don't know. Man, who's that idiot? Lindsey Graham? Man, Lindsey Graham talked a lot of shit about Trump in 2015 and 16. God damn. Lindsey Graham is like, Trump's an idiot, and I hate Trump, and Trump's the worst. And then him and Trump are like, that son. I mean, he's giving $500,000 to Trump to help him win the... I mean, come on. Man, he talked a lot of shit about Trump. God damn. Yeah. Pocahontas. Yeah, that's good. Crazy Nancy. Yeah. That's right. Like that, son. All right. Let's get the train going. 100 Centidues, Market Sands. Can we analyze? No. We're definitely not going to analyze this game. Definitely not. No, he's never going to concede. Never. Yeah, Ted Cruz, man. Marco Rubio, I don't even understand what he's saying. The other people I understand. I don't understand Marco Rubio. I don't know if he's against Trump or for Trump. He's just like, the Bible says this. Like, what's happening? Come on, Peter. Does Marco Rubio like Trump or not? I can't tell from his tweets. Very confused. $25. This seems like Charlie work. That was a very funny tweet from Rob McElhenry. He said, is Charlie counting the votes? That was good. Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand Marco Rubio. I'm confused. I don't know. Marco Rubio really likes to say Bible verses but not understand them. So I don't know. Some people read Marco Rubio's tweets and thought he was dissing Trump, and some thought he was supporting him with the same tweet. I didn't understand. Propane Dream. Thank you. I don't know what you said after Hey Ben, but thanks. I can't believe Chris Christie's alive. By the way, I want to point something out. I assumed if I got COVID that I was going to die for sure. 100%. Then several things happened which make me not believe that. One is Trump is alive. The other is Chris Christie is alive. And there's a guy at karaoke. He's a DJ. He's bigger than me. and then some. And he got COVID, and he didn't show up for like 3 months, and now he's the DJ again. So I don't know. I mean, like Chris Christie's big. So, I mean, I guess I won't necessarily die if those 3 people lived, I guess. Yeah. No, the guy at karaoke, he's not small. He's not short either. He could be an offensive lineman. He's a big guy. Yeah. That's right. As far as Americans go, not even big, right? Yeah. Etc. How old are they? Trump's 74. The guy at karaoke's in his 40s, like 41. And then I assume Chris Christie's older than me, but I don't know. I assume he is. Hey Siri, how old is Chris Christie?
Which one?
No, not people in my contact list. Nice, stupid Siri. Chris, he's got to be like 56. Let's see. 58. What? Chris Christie has the same birthday as me, September 6th. God damn, I didn't know that. So he's exactly 7 years older than me. And he weighs more than I do. And he didn't die of COVID. Obviously, his insurance is better than mine. His insurance is better than my no insurance. Okay, Rylick is gifting 4 subs. Thank you. No, I mean, I thought it was 100% I'll die. But if people who are older than me and bigger than me don't die, it's not 100%. It's 90%. Yeah. I just realized something. I was talking about how Chris Christie didn't die of COVID.
Yeah.
I didn't know how old he was, so I looked him up. And he has the same birthday as me, September 6th. So he's exactly 7 years older than me. I was talking about people who didn't die of COVID who were bigger than me. And I mentioned the DJ at karaoke. So I said he's bigger than me and then some. And the place said, and then something like that. Karen's backing me up. Anyway, he's tall too. He's not short. He's like an offensive lineman.
He told me he thought he was going to die.
Right. Now, in your opinion, how old is he? I guessed. So
45.
we'll see. Yeah, I said 41.
I think he's 45.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't die. That's because he probably doesn't have good insurance.
No.
Right. I mean, obviously, Trump and Chris Christie getting pretty good medical care,
Yeah.
but he's probably not.
All right, the next round has started.
How'd you do so far?
I won that one.
Against?
A noob.
So you have 2 out of 5? You get 3 out of 6.
So I might-
By the way, according to Spencer, you beat Tyler?
Yeah.
But Tyler beat Jordan the first round. Or
Yeah.
wow. Is Jordan the highest rated, or you don't know?
Probably.
All right, go get him. Win, because that's good. I give good advice. So the hype train's over, or somebody... Oh, LJ Gonzi just crushed it with 20 subs. Yay. Charlotte Chess Center gifted a sub to Grandmaster 2B. I like that. Oh, Charlotte Chess Center gifted 5 subs. God damn. And thanks, Charlotte Chess Center. You're the best. No, but seriously, Charlotte Chess Center and I don't agree on politics, but he picked the election like better than anybody. He said Trump's going to win these states, and he was right. And he said, I don't know who's going to win the Rust Belt. Whoever does wins, and he was right. Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Biden won. He was right about like every state except Georgia. He got like 49 states right. That's pretty good. LJ Gonzi gifted 20 subs. Yay, we have subs. I don't like you because you permabanned me. That is funny. You should say, I like you, you permabanned me. So that's what you should do. David Packman was right too. 200 centidues. Tisker Tasker. Ralph Wiggum, 100 centidues. 320%. That's right. Karen and I voted. Yeah, that's right. I don't think we banned you for watching. And so forth. By the way, I would like to point out, if I may I? Wednesday morning, like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., I told my people and my contacts, it's over, Biden won, and they're all like, you're an idiot. And then I streamed Wednesday. You guys were here. I streamed Wednesday, and I said Biden won. It was the name of the stream is Biden and Harris won. You guys are like, what are you talking about? And nobody's called it. And I said, I called it. And I told you what would happen in every state, and that's what happened. And then nobody's giving me any kudos. And somebody, I don't know who it was, somebody was like, everything Ben said happened. That's crazy on my Wednesday stream. It was Wednesday. I said this, and all this stuff that I said Wednesday evening and afternoon, I said it Wednesday morning. I said, he's going to win these states, lose these states, he wins. And then I said, it's over. And then you guys were like, there's no way because this is going to happen and that's going to happen. I'm like, no, it's over. Now, when I went to bed Tuesday night, I had no idea who was going to win. No, I had nothing. I had less knowledge of who would win than before the election. Before the election, I knew what would happen. Then after the election day, and it was like 1 a.m., I was like, I don't know. But then when I woke up 8, 9 in the morning, okay, then I knew. But yeah, I had no idea when I went to bed. None. I had no idea. None. Nothing. Nothing. I'm a witch. Yeah. But if you watch my Wednesday stream, if you watch it, you can watch it right now on YouTube or I said everything that would happen. Wednesday stream. One big help is gifting a sub. Now, before the election, I was wrong about everything. I thought Biden would get 340 electoral votes. It looks like he'll get 306. I thought he would win Texas and Florida, where he had no hope. No, he had no hope. None. Not even in Florida. No hope. Now, if he did win Texas and Florida, which he didn't, then 340 would have been lowballing it. He would have got more than 340, so I would have been wrong for more than one reason. But Peter knew it was going to happen. Peter said, I don't know who's going to win North Carolina. Whoever wins the Rust Belt states wins. It's going to be really close. Nobody knows. He says, there's no way that Biden's going to win Texas or Florida. So Peter called it on the nose. They should have had Peter, on, all these stations. Yeah, no, Peter knew before the election. I knew after the election. When all the votes were in, then I knew. But before that, Peter knew. Bob Martin's EB subscribed with Prime. Yeah. They all need new careers. That's true. Wow. Which Peter? The Charlotte Chess Center Peter. 100 centijuice, Red King's Rook. 357%. That's my favorite percent. Georgia's going to have a recount without anybody asking for it. It's automatic. Wisconsin's going to have a recount if they grant Trump's request, which they will. And that might be it. I think Biden's going to win Pennsylvania by too much for a recount, but I'm not sure. On the other hand, the Supreme Court said none of these votes count. I mean, it doesn't matter. Obviously, if Biden wins Nevada and Arizona and Georgia, it doesn't matter if he wins Pennsylvania. They can recount in Pennsylvania and not count the votes, and Biden's still the president. So the only way Biden's not the president is if, they throw out votes in like 5 different states. Yeah. They're not going to do that this time. See, also, one thing you don't understand, a lot of people tell me, oh no, it's going to go to the U.S. Supreme Court and then Trump wins. The U.S. Supreme Court, they're there forever. Trump's out. They don't care about him. Trump can't do anything for them. Nothing. Now, before they were on the Supreme Court, Trump could nominate them to the Supreme Court. Now, there's nothing he can do. Nothing. And they're a separate part of the government, and they like the fact that they're gods. So they're not, they're not going to let some idiot tell them what to do, even if they like him more than the other idiot. Right? They're just like, look, they're just going to do whatever the law says, whatever they think the law says. And they're not going to be like, I like Trump, let's cheat the election so he wins. They don't, that's not the way they think. That's the way his supporters think. That's the way the Fox News guys think, and then the redneck, hick, white supremacists think. But not the Supreme Court justices. There's nothing Trump can do for them. Nothing. 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 I mean, nothing. What's funny is, and Peter can back me up, even though Peter probably never thought of it. When he put Roberts on the court, and Roberts is conservative, Roberts doesn't seem to be a friend of Trump, if you know what I mean. I think Trump would do a do-over. You see what I'm saying? I don't think Trump is a Roberts fan. God, or vice versa. God damn. Roberts is always, no, not Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh's just an idiot. Kavanaugh will do what Trump says. He's the stupidest person who ever lived. Kavanaugh is an idiot. But yeah. W put him on the court. That's right. Yeah, he did Gorsuch and Kavanaugh and Barrett. Right. But okay, if W put Roberts on the court, that's right. Well, he doesn't seem very conservative. Not like who's that guy that never says anything? God, who's worse, Kavanaugh or him? Damn. Yeah. Who's worse, Kavanaugh or Clarence Thomas? Who's a worse judge? I guess Kavanaugh is. Damn. Hard for me to say. Damn. No, but I mean, what's Trump going to do if they rule against him? What can Trump do to them? Nothing. That's what. They can't be touched. So, they got no reason to do anything for him. Yeah. Thomas is the worst. Yeah. But, I mean, it's not like, oh, no, Trump chose these justices, now they're going to make him the president. They don't care about him. Yeah, he'll sue them. Yeah, that's what he'll do. Yeah. I thought it was Minnesota he'd never come back to, not Michigan. What? By the way, who wants to come back to Minnesota? I mean, I back Trump on that one. When Trump's I'm not coming to Minnesota if you don't vote for me, I mean, he probably shouldn't come back either way. I mean, okay, so Sturdy Boots is white against his opponent. Let's have a look. Okay, looks like a normal Sicilian. Now, A6 is not favored by grandmasters because they don't want to allow C4 and the Marazzi bind. So they play knight F6 attacking the pawn, and then after knight here they play A6. So A6 wouldn't be played by, a grandmaster now. Okay, bishop D3 wouldn't be played now. B5 is a little early. I wouldn't play that. Knight D5 is correct. Black should play E6 instead of B5. I don't want to play knight takes D5. I don't want to do that. Yeah, the engine just plays E6. Says white's better. Yeah, it is. B5 really weakens C6, which isn't necessarily important, although now it is, because the pawn's on D5. And this bishop was blocked, so I don't like knight takes D5, and I don't like B5. So the engine likes white quite a bit. I mean, how can Trump complain about the election and then tell these people who are just the dumbest of the dumb, like, back him up? Why can't he hire real lawyers? If I'm Trump, I'm hiring the best lawyers in the country. I mean, if I'm serious. If he's just kidding, okay. But if he really wants to be president, which I think he does, I would be hiring the most expensive, best, and he's got Giuliani and his 4 kids. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, he's even got Barron over there. Well, maybe not Barron. Maybe it's just 3 kids. Oh, one's 3 kids, and one is married to his kid. Now, here's what I think the issue is, and this is serious. I think Trump thinks those people are intelligent. I think Trump is like, let's see, who can back me up? Giuliani, Ivanka, Eric, Don Jr. What? Are you serious? That's what you think, Trump? God damn. All right. Terrible. Let's see. Hi. That's good. Please don't ban me. Don't ban Drunk Monk. Drunk man. You're like that, son. Man, what if he thinks Giuliani's the best lawyer in the country? God damn. Let me tell you something. This is serious. If you think Giuliani is the best lawyer in the country, you shouldn't be president. Somebody else should be president. That's a very bad judgment on your part. All right. See, the problem is him and Giuliani are like that, son. Yeah. Who's worse, Eric or the Falcons? Probably the Falcons. Yeah. Ivanka's the Ivankist. That's true. Yeah. Burned out on chess. Losing all the time, and now you're on a political rant. I admit it. What am I admitting? What? It was funny. I said this earlier in the stream, but some of you weren't here. You know, Bannon's lawyer for whatever, I assume Bannon's in a lot of trouble. He said, I don't want to be Bannon's lawyer anymore. I think the judge said that was okay. I don't know. I request to be not his lawyer anymore. That's funny. Okay, so bishop b7, that's legal. Bishop e4 seems weird because I want this e file for my rook. So c4 is the best move, but all right, bishop e4. Still better for white, just a weird square for the bishop. g6 is okay. Bishop e3 is okay. Yeah, these moves are legal. I have no argument about the legality of these moves. See, every move, the engine wants to play e5 because this pawn's pinned. It can't take on passant because the bishop is hanging. And then we can start pushing these pawns. That's why bishop e4 is not a good move. Because e5 is a possibility, then f5, and start pushing our pawns. But he never plays e5. Black's better, he plays e5, he never plays it. Okay, now we can't play e5. Okay. Moves are all sort of weird, but knight c4 seems all right. Knight takes b2 is legal. Bishop g6. It just gives the bishop away. I don't know. All right, that's not a good move. All right, so black's just up a bishop. Every move wins. f5 is the easiest win, but e6 wins. ef5 wins. So far, so winning. King g8 wins. King h7 wins. Black's actually playing really well. King g7 wins. Yeah, this is a fine play from black. Yeah. Black's just playing great. Yeah, black's up +6, +7. Black lost this game. That's why I'm surprised. I don't know what black did wrong. Knight d3 is a weird move because the queen's on the knight. So I guess he just didn't see that. That's my guess. That move is a very strange move. So I could just take this. Then if you take the knight on g4, I take that. So knight d3 is just a ridiculous move. And he played rook e7. And the idea is, if you take my rook, I have queen h6 check and knight f6. But there is no other point of rook e7 that doesn't do anything. So basically any move black makes wins here. Knight e5, bishop c4, bishop e6, just any move that's normal. Just a random legal move. And instead he did take the rook. Okay, and that also wins, but it's less winning. So, all right, and then he has to sack his queen, but he's still winning. So this is still a pretty easy win for black. Okay, taking that pawn's crazy. I mean, that pawn doesn't matter. Black's up material. White's only hope is to retreat his rook and then put his rook on the h-file. I mean, that's it. And that's the only way white can win. White can draw by taking this in perpetual check. So the most obvious winning move is knight e5 because that defends g6. The engine says this also wins because it defends this pawn and it stops the perpetual check with rook g6 because the king can escape on f8. So those moves both win. Rook F8 also wins. And he played here, and now white can obviously draw immediately with rook G6 and perpetual, but actually white's better now, probably by playing rook here and then here. But he didn't play for this mate on the H file. He just took a pawn. Now black's winning again, but black hung his knight. He played rook F8, which escapes the perpetual. Actually, doesn't escape the perpetual. But rook F8 escapes the perpetual and defends the knight, so that would win. But he played here, and now... Oh, the perpetual is escaped, because after queen F6 check, we can retreat the bishop, which I didn't see. So I didn't see bishop F7. So this is still winning for black. Okay, so rook takes D3, obviously, and the engine says this should be a draw. Okay. Little key march over here. It says black's better. Likes this move, actually. It's funny black's better because black's down material. This move is a blunder, and it says black's winning now. He played the wrong rook to D8 check. You have to get both of your rooks active. So if you check with this rook's not active. So you check with this rook, and this is the engine line where black is doing very well. And then king A5 loses immediately to rook C4 because of rook A4 mate. So you have to play king B7. And then some random move. And okay, we have a bishop and two rooks against your naked king. So the engine says black wins. Okay, that makes sense to me. Instead, he played the wrong rook. He played rook to D8. Yeah, now his other rook isn't playing as much. Still a draw, but okay. That's a mistake. And that's a mistake. That's correct. That's correct. And that move loses. So B4 check is still a draw. And then black has everything attacking white's king. Sacrificing those pawns is a good idea. B4 because the rooks and bishops can check forever. And it says B4 is a draw. Probably black just perpetual checks white. But he played here, and there's no threat. B4 doesn't work, and rook A1 doesn't work. So white just crashes through and wins. So black was winning the whole game, and then black gave his queen away, which was unnecessary. And then it was equal. Then he was winning again, and he let white do this without getting enough play. So rook here's the final losing move of the game. And then that's it. Now black is done, and now white's turn. And the engine actually announces mate here. I would definitely play G7 here, although the move that the guy played is just as good or better. So instead of taking the rook, queen takes leads to mate the next move. And queen H8 is pretty simple, and queen takes bishop mate. But he makes him suffer. All right. So that was a real back and forth game, which we expect in a Sicilian. White had a big advantage. Then white sacked a piece for nothing on G6. So black was winning. Then black didn't defend. And black blundered his knight twice on D3. And then it was equal. And then black was winning. Then black made some mistakes and lost. And the reason these things happen, and the reason lower rated players don't get their rating higher, is the calculation is very inaccurate. A lot of players rated like 1,000 to 2,000. Their understanding of chess is okay, but they just don't calculate. So if they could calculate 2, 3, 4 moves ahead accurately, they would gain 600 rating points. And then if you're rated 2,300, for example, and you calculate 3, 4 moves ahead accurately, if you could calculate 7 or 8 moves ahead accurately, you might gain another 500 points. But these people play chess okay, but there's no calculation. It's just like when there's a lot of tactics and checks and captures, they just blunder. They're just like, my knight, mate, my king. There's no calculation. But, there are moves they castle and develop their pieces and play for an attack. But then when it's like, this is a winning, so if these people that played this game, for example, do like Puzzle Rush or Tactics Trainer, they're just not going to do very well because you can see that they don't calculate variations correctly. And even when they have like forced mate, like in this position, queen takes is just mate. Like, just mate the next move. Then they like take a rook. And obviously this is, I mean, there's no calculation here. It's mate. Yeah. So when it comes to calculation, there's a lot. So I put this in the engine. Both players played like in the 40s because there's just too many blunders. There's too many moves that go from winning to losing just in one move. There were like, it was like when you watch a sporting event and it's like one team's ahead, the other team's ahead, the other team's ahead. It's sort of like the election. That's what this game was. This guy's winning, this guy. It's just like every move it changes because they missed the key moments. 2,000 centitudes. Yes, sir, sir. You asked me to vote for Trump, I'll do it. Whatever you want. Happy Pineapple 007. I mean, the January 5th, you want me to vote for, Loeffler and Perdue? Ugh, Loeffler and Perdue, terrible. Man. It's funny, I was on Pacman's stream, or it was my stream. It wasn't Pacman's stream. I was on my stream, and Pacman was in the chat, and I said, who's worse, Collins or Loeffler? And he said Loeffler by a lot. I was like, wow, that's saying something. Collins is the guy who said that the impeachment hearings were all fake and, he was really mad all the time. The guy from Georgia? Yeah. But Loeffler and Perdue, that's pretty close on who's worse. I guess it's still Loeffler. But it's funny, my one of Karen's ex-relatives, complicated, that we're friends with, she was like, I really like this one candidate. I don't remember his name. And then she said Warnock, which was correct. Says all of his TV ads, there was zero negativity. He was like, "Hi, I'm Warnock, and vote for me. I'm running for for Senate. Hooray for me. Bye." Every other one was like, Ossoff is taking money from the Chinese, and Perdue's going to go to jail, and Loeffler's the worst, and everybody's the worst. And what's funny about Loeffler was she's running against Warnock, but also she's running against Collins, who's Republican. So Collins and Loeffler had a lot of negative ads against each other. And Warnock's like, hi, I'm Reverend Warnock, and vote for me. That was it. Didn't even say who's running against. Just say, hey, I'm a good guy. So she liked that. And actually, there was a Georgia Chess Association meeting that was very similar. Farty Party donated $75. Thank you. There was a Georgia Chess Association meeting, and obviously it's very divisive because all state associations are like that. I've been in several state associations. They're all very divisive. And there were 3 people running for one position. And one guy was like, rawr, rawr. And the other guy was like, rawr, rawr, like about each other. And the third person said, I'm not them. And then that person won. That's what happened. Yeah. I'm not those people. That's sort of what Warnock did. He's like, hi, I'm Warnock. Vote for me. You will never have your game analyzed. Never. Yeah. Exactly. Yay, $75. I like that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Some QAnon got voted in Georgia. Yeah. Go Georgia. Yeah. That's right. Loeffler always votes for the president, and she made like $15 million with secret illegal, stuff that she said was fine. Yeah, $600 on sub gifts. Let's see, I don't know what that means. Suzanne Collins, the author. Let's see. The chat's too complicated. I can't read the chat because I can't understand it. Yeah. That's right. North Dakota elected a guy to the state senate who died of COVID. And when they asked people, why'd you vote for that guy who died? They said he was the better candidate. So, man, harsh. Yeah. Guy died of COVID, then he got elected. Yeah. So, still better than most politicians. No, the euro trash. I mean, the euros are leaving. No. Boo. All right, so now gets another game, I guess. I'm tired of streaming over here. Let's see. Okay, so that game was bad, and you should feel bad. Hi, Ben. Blah, 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 blah. All right, I read a lot of that, but not really. The guy with white sent this game in. He says it's Blitz. You beat a tooth. That's pretty good. Then he wrote a soliloquy about the game. In this position, this. In this position, this. I didn't see this. Ugh. All right. But it's a huge upset. Huge. Now, according to the Gawking Rabble, and the Gawking Rabble is, I think, CNN anchors, and they said stuff I know nothing about, so I assume they're right. One guy said that Elizabeth Warren wants to be Secretary of Treasury. And who's that guy? Who's the guy who's 100 years old? God, that's all of them. Bernie Sanders wants to be Secretary of, I don't know, looking like, who's the guy looking like Larry David? Yeah, I think he's going to be the Secretary of Larry David. So all those people who were running, now they get to be Secretary of Yo Mama or whatever. I don't know. Something. Labor, that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he should be Secretary of Larry David. That's what I would make a new position for him. Okay, the guy who sent the game is rated almost 800 points lower than his opponent, and it was a blitz game. So he was proud of himself. C6 is an odd move for a 2000 player, but all right. Still theory. So normally you wouldn't take this and get rid of these pawns that's blocking the bishop. So this is a strange move. It's also a very strange take with the C pawn. You should take with the E pawn so your bishop can get out and you have this connect, tic-tac-toe against this. So C takes is weird and C takes is weirder because the guy's 2000. Bishop C5 is, this game had to be played on Lee chess. I'm going to go look. It has to be a Lee chess game. It doesn't say. It's got to be Lee chess because the guy with black is like 1400 strength and he's rated 2000. So, yeah. That's correct. Yeah. I mean, when you play we play C6 on move 2, C takes and bishop C5. That's already 3 mistakes in the first 6 moves. So I don't think he's 2000. I think it's just a made up number, Yeah, I think the guy was 1400, and I said stop giving him rating, and they kept, and I stop the rating, and they wouldn't do it. And I went to the court, and now he's 2000. I don't get it. Yeah. God, Betsy DeVos is so bad. Okay, D4 is good. Bishop F4 is legal. Right, E3 is the nonsensical move. You don't want to play E3 because you trap your bishop. And you don't want to move this pawn because you lose a tempo. You want to move your knight out. So E3 is a very poor move. H4 is a crazy move. Wow. All right, I wouldn't play bishop D6. These pawns are all on white squares in the center. This is your good bishop. This is your bad bishop. So you don't want to trade these bishops. So you could play knight H5 and get this bishop. Or you could play bishop D7 and ignore it. What the hell's knight B4? No, I mean, I'm not saying it loses material, but the guy wrote that his opponent was 2000. No 2000 player would play knight B4. That just doesn't, that's a nonsensical move. If you're like 200, maybe. Okay, speaking of nonsensical moves, knight here. That doesn't make any sense. Knight back to C6, all right. Knight B5 attacking the queen. A 2000 player would play queen D7. That's the worst move for the queen. Queen D7, terrible. F4, god damn. Knight B4 again? What's with the knight B4? E4, wow. Game's getting exciting. Bishop takes is terrible. You need that bishop. God, horrible. All right. Here, black should play b6, bishop b7, Papa John's, and crush him on this diagonal. That's an excellent sacrifice. It might even refute my b6. Yeah, that's a great sack here and coming in here. Man, that was awesome. Yeah, now I don't like my b6 anymore because this is such a great sacrifice. Bam! The only good move of this game. Excellent. That's great. All right, now in this position, knight g5 is an obvious error. If you're going to play knight g5 and queen h5, which he did, you should play queen h5 because then black doesn't have a choice of these other good moves. It's illegal. Now, these other moves are reasonable. Okay, and in fact, the engine just says black's winning. That's the end of white's attack. White's queen doesn't have any square to attack the king. So now white's just lost. Again, a 2000 player shouldn't play king g8 here. They should play here or here. Because now there's some big attack here. 500 sen to do. Akam Sakam. Yay. Now in this position, we're threatening mate in 1. And by moving the rook to either square, or by playing queen takes pawn check, and then moving the rook, we stop mate in 1. And black played f6 and he got mated. So it's impossible for me to believe black is 2000. Because black made like 10 moves that game that I wouldn't expect a 2000 to make. It's strange to hang queen h7 mate because I mean if I was 2000 and I didn't see this, I would probably play queen takes pawn check and then queen d3 defends that. But I probably wouldn't even see queen d3. I just moved my rook. I mean that game black played like he was 1000 at best. Yeah, so that was very strange. Yeah. I mean queen h5 threatening queen h7 mate, and the guy just lets him play it. Now, what I do like about this game, making this an excellent game, is black played f6, and then it was mate. So never play f6. So that was a good part of the game. Yeah. You gotta like that. $2,600. That is good. Yeah, don't play f6. That game was a very strange game. White played like he was 1200, like he was supposed to. And black, black's play, many of the moves were nonsensical. Many of the moves, if I played this game over, I wouldn't know which player is the better player. White made a lot of weird moves, but so did black. So, yeah. Very strange. Go Ben. Yeah. So yeah, what's happening in the election? Did I win yet? Can he just win already? What a tease. That's right. What are they saying on my Twitter? Have I been banned from Twitter? Let's see. Yeah, I made a good joke on Twitter today. I said, let's say things turn around and Trump wins, right? Then Trump will say, I always had faith in the process. We had to count the votes. Everything was on the up and up. And to finish my remarks, Kofefe. That would be weird if Trump wins with the votes. Then what's he going to say? What I meant was the great. There's a great picture from CNN, and instead of the guy on CNN, it's Charlie from Sunny, and Charlie's like all crazed. That's a great picture. Great Photoshop. David Packman says, classic tweet. Eric Trump tweeted, we have won Pennsylvania from 2 days ago. That is a classic tweet. Now, by the way, Paula White is Trump's spiritual advisor. You gotta see the video from Paula White. It lasts about 2 minutes. It was made in the last 7 days, I guess, where she explains why you should vote for Trump. Well, she doesn't mention Trump, but she's like giving a sermon, and there's some weird guy that's always walking behind her, which I don't understand. And just everything she says is the most insane thing you've ever heard ever. And some of you have seen the video. And if somebody can post a link to it, if Kangaroo or Trying to Learn or somebody can hook them up. The Paula White video where she's like, rawr, that's a great video. That's hilarious. Man. I didn't see the remix. No. Man, that's a great video. Covfefe, yeah. He gets banned and his children's children. No, there's people in the chess center because the Blitz tournament ended, so they're just talking. Watch the remix on stream. Yeah. We need Covfefe. That's right. Yeah, I mean, that's, All right, so we'll delete everything. Let's see. Delete. I delete you. Let's see. Bonarici says, don't post games you win, post games you lose. Although Bonarici was the guy who said, I don't stream on Thursdays. So I don't know. I guess he was right. I didn't stream yesterday. Farty Party. I posted this game previously. That means I probably looked at it already. Let me see if it looks familiar. Yeah, I did look at that game. All right. So we'll delete that. Let's see. There's some discussion. You guys shouldn't have discussion in the games analysis request. You should put in games you want analyzed. You guys are like talking about the games that should be put on. Again, this isn't your channel. This is, is my channel. Don't be telling me like what you like. That can be in the general. We can delete it there. Terrible. Man, you guys are the worst. This guy played F6 on move 2. Terrible. All right. I'll be traveling a while. This is Bradford 61. All right, we're going to look at that game. He's one of my finest donors. I'll be traveling. I'll get in the queue now. 1510 around 1500. I didn't play well. I was slightly better winning the whole game. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. All right. So I'm assuming you won. And then paste. And then Bradford 61. And then this is a 1510 game. And then your opponent is 1500-ish. All right. And then something happened. Some noise happened. Noises are good. Supa Kampuda subscribed. Go Ben. Do I think chess books are useful? The only thing that'll help you get better at chess, Old Nine, is donating to my stream. Yeah, the Paula White video is pretty cool. Yeah. She showed me, Mom, big money, big money, big money. No whammy, stop. $59.99. That is big money. From Bradford 61. Hooray. Now I'm not going to talk about politics for 30 minutes. I'm going to look right at his game. Okay, Bradford's white. This is a 15-10 game. All right, E6 is terrible. Knight after E7 is terrible. All right, white's already close to winning. D5 I like. So this is like a book position where blacks played knight FD7 and lost to tempo. So you're like, what do you mean? I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so this is the position they got, and now and black played knight fg7. And here it's black's move, but black played e6, e5, so now it's white's move. So it's the same position you could get by playing a bad opening and playing it badly. Now when I click on e5, the position didn't change, but this is the actual game, so it's white's move. So white is, big strategical advantage. Very nice. Okay. I wouldn't play knight d2, but I'm not going to complain about it. Knight f6. He just played knight d7. Okay. I wouldn't play f4 either because the bishop is blocked, but I'm not going to complain about it. It's okay. I would definitely take that 100 times and then try to get my knight here. Rick and Morty 100 times. So I would take that and then try to hit my knight here. You played here. Your opponent did. That's really bad. Big money, big money, big money. No whammy. Stop. $3. Yay. Old books. This isn't advice other people would give you. If you ask other people, they'll just say to ignore what I'm telling you. Okay, but I believe it. So, Suomiko subscribed. The way to study chess for club players and class players is to do stuff that you like. So if you like looking at end games, then do that. If you don't like looking at end games, then don't do that. If you like looking at the dragon, then do that. The way for you to get better at chess, no matter who you are, is to love chess. If you're like, yay, chess. So if you have a coach, and your coach is a typical coach, which means they're terrible, they're going to say, let's look at the Dutch. That's the only opening I know, so you're going to play the Dutch. And then you hate looking at the Dutch, you hate chess, you hate your coach, you quit playing. How'd you do the last round?
I lost.
2?
That game makes I feel bitter about that game.
Yeah. Who'd you lose to? I can't hear you. Am I supposed
I
to?
don't remember saying.
Okay.
He's actually from the Charlotte area.
He's from Charlotte, so Peter knows him.
Peter really well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I've played him before.
Yeah.
Apparently, and I beat him in some blitz tournament.
How'd Archer do? Any
He
results?
won third
Third?
place, I think.
Do you know who came in first or second?
No.
There were 12 people, 10 people? You don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna head out.
Yeah. All right. I'm not going to stream long, so I'm going to go to Publix on my way home because we ain't got nothing.
Okay.
And I'll just buy everything.
Okay.
Well, whatever you want, I'm buying it. You won't even have to write a list. It's going to be bought.
Yay.
Yeah. I mean, I started streaming, like 6:20? Yeah, so like 9:20. That's 3 hours. That's fine. We're getting good donations. It's like the guy donated a lot of money to look at his game, and then I just ignored him. I'm talking to you. That's good.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, he don't care.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's bye.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Yay. COVID. Karen says bye. Didn't Karen drop a G a public once? More than a G. Yeah. That's correct. That was like in March. Yeah. And this was funny. She had 2 baskets full of food, or whatever it was, and then guys brought it out. And she said to one of the guys, is that the most that's been spent at Publix here during the pandemic? I don't know if it was like April. And the guy said, that's the most that's ever been spent at this Publix, ever since we opened. So that was funny. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So let's say you like old chess books, and you're like, yay, old chess books. Then buy old chess books. Okay? You don't do what your coach tells you. You don't do what anybody tells you, ever. You do what you like. If you like chess and you want to play chess and you want to study chess, then do that. If your coach is like, don't do that, do this, then get a new coach. Right? A lot of coaches tell their kids don't play blitz chess, and the kids want to play blitz chess. Just get a new coach. Easy. Right? The point of chess is to enjoy it. If you watch my stream and enjoy it, that's good. If you don't like my stream, which is likely, then you, instead of typing in the chat, I hate your stream, you should do this, this, and this. What you should do, instead of telling me you hate my stream, is don't watch my stream and watch a stream that you like. If you don't like my stream, you'll probably like Bartholomew or Rosen or somebody like that. somebody who's calm and boring. Okay, not me. I'm like rawr. So whatever you do in chess has to do with what you enjoy. And if you don't like what you're doing, then do something else. So it's not that something's better or worse. You'll get better at chess because you keep doing it. If you do chess every day, whatever it is you do, you'll get better. It doesn't matter what you do, as long as you like it. Now, some people won't get better, like the people whose games I look at. Terrible. Okay, knight f3 is legal. I agree with that. b5 is just awful. I don't have to look at the engine to how awful it is. The king is here. I've castled. I have an open F file. This is attacked, and you give another pawn away. So that's the worst move ever. That loses a pawn or two. It doesn't castle. It doesn't get a piece out. Now, let's see if the engine agrees. The engine says white is up 3. Okay, and now white is 5. So that's a pretty bad move. Okay, the next move from Bradford indicates he didn't donate enough. Okay, the next move is a nonsensical move. So if you're white in this position and you have a lead in development, you have 3 pieces out to 2. You have 2 pawns you can capture. You've castled and your opponent hasn't. You have 1 minor piece you haven't gotten out yet. You must make an aggressive move. That's definitely Bradford apologizing. Oh, it's old. That was profound. Thank you. Okay, so here you got to do something like aggressive. So bishop h6, bishop g5, or the move that I would play, thanks for the free pawn. There's no reason not to take this pawn for free. Your move is a non sequitur. Your move has nothing to do with the chess position at all. You played b3. That pawn's defended by the bishop. You can't make a defensive move when you're aggressive. Your opponent's not aggressive. Your opponent's just playing bad. You have more pieces out than your opponent. You castled and your opponent didn't. Your opponent hasn't moved his queen side. You have a passed pawn. Your opponent just hung a pawn, and you made a defensive move. You can't do that. Okay, so this is plus 5.37. I mean, that's like the only move I would even consider, because I don't want him to play b4, attacking my knight, and then that means b5 makes sense. When your opponent makes a move, you want to make that move make no sense. If you play b3, you're like, yeah, b5, very reasonable. I'll play b3 solid. b5 is not reasonable, and for some reason, no matter how often I stream, no matter what I say to you, no matter what other coaches say to their students, no matter what chess books say that you guys supposedly read, nobody ever castles. Now, you castled, Bradford. Your opponent is like, I could move these pieces, but I read in a chess book, I'll move my knight every move, and then I'll move on the side of the board. Why do people do that? It's like you're intentionally playing bad, like the other guy. Now, obviously, if you play bishop e6 and you don't see your bishop is attacked, all right, I'm not. That's fine. If you play knight c6 and you want to play knight d4, that's good. You didn't see your knight could get captured, but that's what happened. You didn't see your knight could get captured. This is just nonsense. You're going to a square, your opponent is attacking with all of their pieces, and you're not castling and not getting your pieces out. I mean, that's just like you're trying to lose. Right? No chess book, no coach, no normal person would play like that. It doesn't make sense. You're like, I could castle, I could develop my minor pieces, or I could just blunder a pawn and then resign. And you play b5. Now, that wasn't you, that was your opponent. But b5, white's defending b5 3 times. I've never been so mad. Okay, so b3, that's terrible. b4 is correct. Knight a4 is correct. Knight takes e4 is dangerous. I would play it because you got to do something. Knight takes e5 I like knight takes e5. The engine doesn't like it, but I like it. Bishop f6 is fine. Bishop b2 is legal. Okay. Knight c3 is good. See, there's some good moves here. Knight c3 is good. That's just terrible. You have to play bishop takes, pinning the knight to the bishop. This is just, black is just losing a pawn. So now black's down a pawn, and white has everything. the pass pawn on d5, the open f file. Still, black is not developing these pieces. The only move that makes any sense here is to take this. Why would you lose a pawn if you don't have to? These moves are good. Bishop g4 is not a good move, but this rook hasn't moved. This knight is precariously defending the bishop. Yeah. Knight g4 is a good move because then if he trades here, we're threatening checkmate, and knight f6 is better than checkmate. Yeah, bishop g4 is weird. Queen d6 is insane. Takes is fine. Takes is fine. Takes is fine. Takes is fine. That's good. That's terrible. Queen g7, Jesus. You saved your bishop, good. Now e6, f5 is a double-edged sword. Obviously this knight can't move, and black wanted to move his knight, so he played f5. Problem is, it permanently gives away e6, and this pawn's strong and weakens the black king, so it's dangerous. Queen e3 attacks the c pawn, which was easily defended. Rook f7 pinning his own rook. Terrible. What? Why did white give away his bishop? All right. Stop giving pieces away on purpose. Just blunder them like a normal person. You know, like go here and go, oh, we can take it. Oh, not here and like, you know we can take it. All right, you can't do that. So I'm guessing, but I don't know. Also, I'm probably wrong. I'm guessing when white played that, he thought this won the queen. But I mean, it doesn't win the queen because I go here. So, yeah. All right. Anyway, bishop f5 is still better for white because black's position is so terrible. But you don't just give a bishop away. Just don't give a bishop away. Okay, then black played rook e8, which is several question marks. That just loses immediately, and I'm sure white put the game away. But yeah, you gotta take the bishop. Yeah. $20. Trying to get better at chess. I wasn't donating enough. That's correct. Thanks, Grant Cardin. Now, this is a really, 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 really bad move. And it's going to take me like an hour to explain it because I get paid by the hour. You no longer get paid by the hour. Oh, I'll explain it quicker then. When black plays rook e8, okay, there's one move that you're thinking of when you're black. Now, in this instance, since the players aren't rated, 3,000, black is just like, yay, I did the skewer. And then he was done thinking. When you play rook e8, which looks good, it attacks the queen, it's a skewer, and so forth, you have to guess what your opponent will do. If I was black or white, there's only one move I look at here. Only one. Queen takes rook. Then there's only one move I look at. Knight takes queen. Then there's only one move I look at. Rook takes knight. Then there's only one move I look at. Rook f8. Okay? And then when I get to this position in my head, I'm like, who is this good for? Okay? Now, I'm not asking you to look at 20 legal moves for every side. I'm asking you to look at moves that are checks and captures, and there's no other possible move. It's very simple. Okay? If I said, after rook e8, I want you to analyze a3, a4, b4, d6, queen e7, bishop e4, h3. You can't do that. But this is the only move you look at. This is the only move you look at. This is the only move you look at. That's the only move you look at. So it's not that hard. There's one possible move that makes any sense. Now, if here you're like, yay, I have a queen for a rook and a bishop, so this is fine. And you miss bishop e6 check, that's the bad calculation you guys do. And if I'm having puzzle rush or tactics trainer, when I'm white, even before I see this move, I just do this because I know it's right. And then I find bishop e6 check here. If you see bishop e6 check in the original position, you don't play rook e8. Many of you, and there's 600 of you, are like, Well, I can't see that far ahead. I can't see 3, 4, 5 moves ahead. And yet, the people on Reddit, they claim anybody can become a GM in 3 or 4 years. And you're claiming, I've played chess for 10 years, but I can't see check, check, check resigns, which a grandmaster sees in 1 second. I don't know which one of you is right. And the answer, which is very funny, is you're both wrong. You can see that, you just choose not to. You could say, check, 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 then you're like, I don't want to look at that, leave me alone. For example, let's say you were at the house where you live, okay? Your mom owns it or something. And then something has to be fixed, something has to be done, something. And you're like, well, I can't do that. I don't want to pay somebody to do it, so I'm not going to do it. And then 6 months later, you get the gumption to do it, and you do it in 40 seconds. By the way, I read a lot, on Twitter I read this a lot, that people who don't want to do things they're supposed to do at home that fix something, they just don't do it. Then eventually they're like bored, so they do it, and it takes like 40 seconds and it's done, right? And chess is like this. I can't look 4 moves ahead, so I won't. Now, as I just said to you, if you had to look at 10, 20 legal moves for each side, that's right, you can't look 4 moves ahead, and a grandmaster can't either. But after this move, there are no other moves. There's no moves to look at. That's the only move. That's the only move. That's the only move. There are no other moves. Now here, you have to see bishop e6 check. $25. Thanks, Anton. If you see this, that's it. You stop analyzing and you're done. Now, what did Black see? In my opinion, Black saw nothing. Black played that and said, yay, I'm skewering the queen and rook. And the only thing that matters in chess is you calculate tactics accurately. If you play incorrect strategical moves, that doesn't matter. It does matter when Fabi's playing Magnus and you're not Fabi or Magnus. Now, I know they're watching my stream, so hi Fabi and hi Magnus. But you're not them, the other people. So these strategical mistakes you make, they don't matter. What does matter is when it goes check, 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 I resign. And now the engine announces mate and says white's up 500. So rook e8 is a move that you cannot play. And if you play it, your rating can never go up. Because no matter how good you are at chess, if you don't see check, 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 I resign, you're going to resign a lot. Your opponent's going to check you, take things with check, and you're going to be like, oh, well. That's the only thing that matters in chess, when your opponent checks you and captures things. And this is both. This is a capture and a check. This is a capture and a check. And this is a check that wins all of your pieces. And that's unforgivable. You can't do that. You can make stupid positional blunders. That doesn't matter. This is what matters. And if I'm Black and I play rook e8, either my opponent loses his queen, which I'm happy about, or he plays this and then I analyze it. And then I'm like, oh, I can't do that. Because to me, this is not hard to analyze. It's harder for you. I understand that. But for me, it's not. That's okay. 4 years I'm a grandmaster. All right. And then, okay, he resigned because it's ridiculous. No. I mean, Black's pieces just all went away after rook e8. That's absurd. Like, you play a whole game of chess. The game is interesting. You don't know who's better. And then you lose all of your pieces in one move. And that's what happened. He has no pieces. After rook e8, he has no pieces, and there was nothing to analyze. If white doesn't play this. Now, white is actually still winning not playing that for complicated reasons. This move wins, but nobody's ever going to see that move. That's an engine move. The only move you're interested in with white and Black is this move. There is no other move you're interested in. And I think what Black thought is, I went here, hooray for me. That was the end of his analysis. That's not analysis. That's like Trump saying, I'm ahead in Pennsylvania, I win. And like they didn't count the votes yet. Doesn't matter, I win. That's what it's like. Rook e8, I win. The game, no, I win, I skewered him. It's very similar. Yeah. Right, he played rook e8 instantly because he didn't calculate it. He was just like, yes, I skewered him. Right. And that move loses every single piece on the board. In 4 moves, black had no pieces. Okay, this is 5 moves later. There's no pieces. They're gone. Terrible. Nevada vote counters get paid by the hour. Oh, bishop takes g6 is funny. Okay, because obviously bishop g6, now we have some more threats, right? So this is actually winning. And again, you can't calculate this because you have to calculate rook takes, queen takes, pawn takes. And obviously if you're a grandmaster or a super grandmaster, that's not hard, but you guys, you can't calculate that. I wouldn't expect you to. Okay, so the reason this loses, queen takes g here, is takes, takes, takes. Now it looks like black's winning, but the original idea you had rook g3 now works. That's actually very funny. So that's why queen takes loses. Pawn takes loses. Again, it's the same, And now this is very funny to me. Now we have here. That's actually funny. And he wins the queen. Queen h6 is forced. And the other move is to take the queen right away. Then we take this. It doesn't matter which way you take with the queen or the king. When I play this, your knight's pinned. And then I'll take your knight. And obviously I win the king and pawn ending because I have 1,000 pawns and you have 3. So like let's say king takes here. Then I take this next move. And obviously white's winning. So bishop g6 wins, but that's not the point. The point is black did 0 analysis. Black said, I skewered him, look at me. And then after here, he's like, the guy's giving his queen away, so what? Then the guy's like, aw. And I didn't play h3. I didn't play king h1. I didn't play some snazzy, tricky Zwischenzug. I just took things with check and you resigned. And that is the most important thing in chess. Your opponent checks you, takes your pieces, or both, which is in this case, and you're like, oh, I didn't see that. And then you go to Reddit and say, I'll be a GM in 3 years. I mean, that's just to get to like 2,200. If you're 2,200, you see what I just showed you like in a second. If you're a grandmaster, you see it like when you're asleep. When it's you guys, you're like, rook e8, yay, aw, queen takes e8. Why couldn't they stop counting? No, that's what you guys do. Now again, lower rated players, when I used to teach, they complain to me, no, I can't see that. So you're a grandmaster, you don't understand that I can't see that. You're wrong. You can see check, check, checkmate. You can't see subtle moves within the variation. That's correct. You can't see that. But if it's like check, check, checkmate, you can see that. You just choose not to. And if you play chess your whole life and you claim being a class player somewhere between 1100 and 1800, you claim, I can't see check, check, checkmate. You're done. You can't, your rating won't go up. That means when you have it, you won't do it. And when they have it, you'll let them. And by the way, let me tell you why you're wrong. You're wrong because you do see it when you do it and you don't see it when they do it. So what I'm saying to you is the person who had the white pieces, the person who had the black pieces in this position, if they were white, they would have done this and won. They would have done exactly that. That's what they would have done. So that when they can do it, they see it. When their opponent can do it, they're like, oh, I didn't see that. And this is why you guys aren't higher rated. When you have winning moves, you play them. When your opponent has winning moves, you allow them and go, oh, I didn't see that. And when you're a better player, you spend a higher percentage of your time actually looking for your opponent's moves. So a grandmaster says, rook e8, I better do some deep analysis of him taking all my pieces. Then they see in 1 second, bishop e6 wins, and they're like, oh, I can't do that. How could you instantly play this when you could also play this? I mean, that's a move of note, taking a bishop. Here's the thing. Let me explain. Black was thinking, if my opponent doesn't stop rook e8 is good, which is correct. However, this move stopped rook e8 because it opened up the f file and bishop e6. And so when you didn't stop rook e8, he was already with rook e8. Like if you played a3, rook e8. And rook e8's a good move. Because this rook and bishop are crushed by the pawn. Also, in a very strange happenstance, they're crushed with eyeliner, which is weird, but that's what I live in Georgia, so gotta make some REM references. Yeah. All right, so never forget what time it is now. It's 9:11. Never forget. So that's enough streaming. I gotta go shopping. Yeah, gotta go shopping. Yeah. Thanks for the subs and the bits and the so forth. Mainly on the so forth. That's the thing that I like the most. Yeah. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow. I think I stream 6 to 9? No, I stream 8 to 11. Yeah. I'm on Chess TV tomorrow, 9 to 11. Yeah. I stream 8 to 11 tomorrow, so I'll probably stream later than 11 too, because I'll have the Chess TV stragglers. So I'll stream like 8 to 11:30 tomorrow. Yeah. 6 to 9 is funnier. My birthday, 9669. Man, I learned that Chris Christie has the same birthday as me. Hey, older than me. Yeah. It's the end of the stream as we know it. Very good. All right. If I raid this person, they will be very appreciative. So I'll raid that person. Bam! All right. I raid you. You raid me. I'm the worst singer in history.